popcorn?
How about we get some butter for that popcorn?
Nachos?
Hey John, let's pour some cheese on these nachos.
Root beer with red licorice straw?
Oh, hey Oni, did you remember to get the root beer with the red licorice straw?
Hello, everyone.
I could have done that. I could have been in the Garfield movie.
Welcome to Ready to Start the Podcast. Season 4 was the number 77th animation video game cartoon podcast on YouTube. We're supported by YouTube members for as low as $3 a month. You can help support us in the show. I'm Ryan Ribbity. Who else is here?
Hola, it's me, Rosa. How's it going? Hola, hola, hola. ¿Todo bien?
And who else is here? Oh, I guess that's me. Hey, I'm Seep. I'm on the left side of the screen. You can read my name in big red letters. Wow, that's cool, Seep. Who else is here?
Who's our special guest?
Oh my god, you guys, I fell out of the boat where I was running a fish-themed restaurant, and I fell into the water,
Oh
and
my
then you
God.
rescued me. I'm now on your boat. Oh! You're making me relive the event, and now I'm on your boat.
sorry.
Now we're gonna talk about cartoons. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
That
What
curse?
kind of... These are serve like, fish and chips? Ooh, can we get
Yeah,
some fish and chips? Do you have an extra platter,
Absolutely.
maybe?
Oh yeah, it's all wet. I mean,
Oh, well, you know, that's like, what do they call that? That's like fresh, right? I mean, it's
yeah,
from the ocean.
it's been rehydrated by the sea. It's like
Yeah,
they just caught
rehydrated
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yay! Oh my gosh. I mean, Ada, you're our special guest, aren't you?
Oh my god, I'm
mean, you-
special.
Yeah, you've been on this
Oh.
show before.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
This
if
is
anybody
crazy.
remembers.
you made
Glad to be back.
Yeah, you've made Scott the Waz and Shay Frillis.
I made
You
them
made them.
You made them.
in a lab.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that sounds about right for Scott the Wells.
AD, tell
Yeah.
the audience what do you do?
So,
Yeah.
by day, I work at a cool company. I make molds and castings of various things with resins. But by night, I do stop motion. I do puppets. I do little cartoons. And I have worked freelance for YouTubers like Scott the Waz and Shay Frillis Productions, and it's really fun.
Whoa.
And
Whoa! Which videos?
I helped on the intro for You're Not an RPG Guy, the Christmas special.
Ryan, put an image of that on the screen right now.
Okay.
Right now, snap of the fingers.
So everyone knows the famous images that you've made. 80,
My famous images.
I've followed your work for a long time now. And it's always great to see. And it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Oh, and every weekend, you know, you serve fish on a boat.
Oh
So that's
yeah,
pretty-
sorry.
You got a lot in your hands.
Yeah, side hustle.
You're a real modern, working class hustler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be back. Thank you for
Yeah.
So with the You're Not an RPG Guy intro, did you pose all the paper stuff? Is that what you did?
I made I posed I didn't do the drawings
Yeah, I
of the
figured.
animation. But those are all little sets on my bedroom floor made out of wood and paper. And yeah, I'd cut out and pose the animation,
Well,
did that kind of stuff. Yeah, but I didn't do the text intro. That was done by Emily Wolver, another really cool animator.
yeah.
Don't want to take that credit. But yeah, all the little sets and stuff. Really, really fun.
Really odd picture to
Yeah.
specifically pick demonstrate this. It's not even Scott D. Waz. It's his friends.
What are you doing?
I was just gonna picture
Is
the video on screen.
I'm sorry. I'm what's wrong with you? Oh.
Yeah, and then I did Shay Frillis Productions. He had his for his like million subscriber special, he did that thing about Tamatoa and Shiny, and he had me do this whole little animated book intro that was like telling the story of Moana, but in the style of the intro to Shrek 2, where you had all these little kind of medieval style illustrations of like Moana and Maui giving thumbs up. Yeah, so a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Awesome.
really cool stuff. I've seen a lot of your stuff, and it's totally epic.
Thanks.
Really epic. Wonderful job.
Yeah, and so we've brought you back on our animation news discussion podcast live stream show. Just because I think some stars have been aligning again. Last time you were here, we discussed the Paramount Pictures animated film Paws of Fury: The Legend of Hank.
Oh yes.
That was a great. I mean, go check that one out. I don't know what number episode that was, but that was a fun time. And now, fast forward like a year and a half later, and we have another animated cat children's film starring Samuel L. Jackson.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love when this happens.
You wanna-
It'll happen every year.
We just want to get right into it. We want to talk about
Yeah, let's
Garfield?
make that our first thing we talk about.
Talking
Sure.
about Paws of Fury again.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's
See-
go, Mario.
Steve, I kind of want you to lead the charge here because I feel like you are a lot more generous these kind of movies, like me or Rosa. Like Rosa's usually pretty just whatever on them, and I'll be very mean about them. But I feel like you're usually more generous these types of movies. But I've been observing you on Twitter. I think this movie's doing some things to you. Do you want to talk about that?
All right, sure. I mean, if you haven't heard, to give a little introduction, there's a new Garfield movie coming out. It's the first feature-length Garfield theatrical movie since A Tale of Two Kitties, I think.
It's been too long.
I know. This is a long time coming. And this is like I'd say this is like the first really big project with Garfield after the Viacom acquisition.
Yeah.
So I guess now we're starting to see the fruits of that collaboration. And yeah, I mean it's an animated movie starring Garfield, made in the year 2023. I mean, before this was coming out, I think one of the first things they revealed about this movie was that it was starring Chris Pratt.
They did not wait a second. No, I think this movie was announced with Chris Pratt voicing him.
Yeah,
It was
which is like
they
Content warning, and Chris Pratt is the content.
Yeah, they gave us a content warning for Chris Pratt.
just a heads up, you guys. There's some Chris in this.
Yeah. Just so you know, before you get too deep into it. But yeah, I don't know. It looks very. They released a trailer for it. Finally, like this past Monday or 2 weeks ago. I don't know when it was. I have no idea. It feels like it's been forever. Yeah, I don't really know. There's a lot to get into, and there's not that much to get into with it, right? I mean,
let's start with the first thing they revealed. Let's start there. The Chris Pratt casting. Now, I don't want to be mean. I really don't. I don't want to. I
do. I think you kind of do.
No, I mean, I don't want to ever imply I don't think someone is trying. It's usually not true. And I don't want to be too mean. I don't think he's really given anything. It's Garfield. There's a whole thing I have. I think the kind of trend we've seen in things like Scoob or even like the Mario movie, and now here in Garfield, of like when a character has had a voice actor for a decent while now, and like they're just that character at that point, then when it's like movie time, it's like okay, just swap them out for someone else. I've begun to like kind of dislike that trend, and Chris Pratt in this movie particularly. There's nothing he gives in this trailer that like I'm like, oh, thank God they brought Chris Pratt instead of Frank Welker. Like Frank just couldn't do this, right? Like they needed Chris Pratt to come in and do his normal voice for this.
It's a very cynical decision, I feel. I feel like something about it here in particular is like, this is the most I think it's bothered me ever. Because
It's just
I'm imagining what happened. I feel like this is such a like, they want to bring Garfield into the modern day kind of thing. And they think they have to like, I don't know. Like they're trying to make him more relatable or something. Like
The
he's
kids
like
aren't
a
gonna like
relatable
it.
kind of lazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's going to be, he's like a, I would describe him as like, they're gonna make him like a lazy millennial who watches Netflix and eats pizza on the bed.
If there's a Netflix scene in this movie, and he's like, time to binge. Well, hey, no, he's not gonna sound like that. Time to binge. I'll jump up and down and like
All right,
clap at the audience.
Yeah. I
want him to
think
say.
oh, go on, 80, please.
I was gonna say he's gonna say something like, "Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee." He's gonna be like the Grinch. He's gonna be the Illumination Grinch.
That's what I was about to get into that. I think they're pulling a similar card that they did with the Illumination Grinch, where I mean the Grinch is like a very grouchy, kind of like despicable character, but the Illumination movie kind of sanded a lot of those edges, kind of made him more of a like, oh, he's like a snarky kind of like adult. He's like 35, and he's kind of snarky.
Like
He's
Squidward.
just like you.
He's like Squidward, Rosa. Yeah.
Yeah. When guac is extra, we're gonna get. I have to say, I am kind of looking forward to what the Garfield social media team is gonna cook up for this. We're gonna get so many like relatable Garfield gifs about him like drinking coffee and eating pizza, and like watching Netflix. We're gonna get a lot of that.
But to get back on the performance real quick, I think the reason it's like worse. I think this is worse than Mario. It's weird.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like I should be more offended by Mario because I care about Mario more than Garfield. But like, I can give Chris Pratt this. I don't think there was maybe too many tweets when that movie came and said like Chris Pratt proved everyone wrong when that movie came out. I don't think he did. He gave a serviceable Mario, but like bare minimum, he was doing somewhat of a voice. There was like that kind of like Italian Brooklyn like slang to his voice.
Right,
Like there was something there. There's
I give him
nothing
a little
here.
credit. I give him a little credit for Mario because it was a case where they wanted to like kind of create a different sort of voice for him.
Hmm.
And I think he did a fine job at that. You know, he did the Brooklyn accent. He kind of modulates his voice a little. He does a little like sort of like uppity, jumpy kind of voice that Mario kind of does.
I do think people who are saying he gave like a stellar performance and proved all the haters wrong are like, all right, guys, calm down.
Yeah, that's too far.
I feel like he did a good job.
But
he did give a performance of a lifetime.
This one is straight up like, I think the execs came up to him like with the briefcase of money, like, do you want to do like a cartoon kids movie with us? He's like, oh yeah, sure. And then he walked into the studio and he got the script and he was like, oh, it's Garfield. Okay. Like I don't think there was a lot of like intensive prep work or like huge like.
I wish.
What?
Are they gonna get him to be like, like he did for the Mario movie? He's gonna be like, I spent so many hours as a kid eating lasagna, reading the comics.
I was
stomping spiders.
I was kicking Odie's.
Odie.
I mean, the actor strike is over. We can get that now. The actor strike lasted just long enough for us to be able to get that from him.
They ended it for that.
Yeah.
No, it's I don't know. It's like he didn't even like put his voice like an octave lower, like the bare minimum.
No,
it's kind of just. I mean, I watched the trailer and like got upset. Like he didn't even like go an octave lower, like not even the bare minimum.
I don't know how this will like stack up compared to the live action Garfields. I have a little more hope in this just because it's like a cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
But I do think the live action movies did a better job casting Garfield.
Right. Better celebrity.
Like Bill Murray's like a deadpan kind of like funny guy. That makes sense. I could see why they got him. I think that's really just the problem. Like, I don't think Garfield is a character where you can get anyone to do it. I think it does really rely on the specific casting you get for it.
Right.
They should have tricked another actually like really famous actor to do it. I mean, not that Chris Pratt isn't famous, but I love that Bill Murray thought it was being directed by the Coen brothers, like
Oh yeah,
like the Fargo Coen brothers. That's the only way we could have gotten somebody really good to do Garfield in this one.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you look back. I mean, Lorenzo Music, I believe, was just
he defined this character's voice pretty much.
right. Yeah, and he wasn't even like that original Garfield voice. Wasn't even something that it wasn't like a super overstated kind of voice.
No.
So I think that really just kind of you just got to get someone who just embodies that just naturally. And I think Chris Pratt is a little too. I mean, on one hand, we're talking about like the perfect Garfield cast. On the other hand, I do think they are like retrofitting Garfield to be a bit more like they're probably going to make him like more energetic, a bit like I don't know, a bit more.
You can't keep doing this.
Oh, are you putting Garfield show pictures?
Yeah.
I just realized that they cast Chris Pratt back to back in one of the most energetic characters, and that is one of the laziest characters. Like, he's not going to be able to do both.
I feel like,
but he's going to prove you wrong.
Okay.
I'm sure this is like one of those things if you said people would like be like, what are you talking about? Kind of like things, but like if you make Garfield energetic, what's left? It's like his whole shtick is that he's lazy. If you're gonna put Garfield like an adventure, he's gotta kind of like not want to go on the adventure. Like you kind of like he's kind of has to be a little miserable about going on the adventure.
We don't know much about like how his actual character will be portrayed. I'm just giving my like assumptions.
No, but, like, I think you're right though. I think they are going to try to make him a bit more energetic, which is just weird to me.
Yeah. Look at all these bizarre sci-fi twists. What is that one?
What?
Was that like a robot with John's head as like an
It's
iPhone?
Metaton.
I couldn't tell you. It's Metaton.
Oh my god. It's Metaton.
They
Does
do
he get
too many
to-
like evil phone robot episodes.
They got. I don't remember who, but they do have a celebrity voicing Odie too, and that's
It's Harvey Guillen.
okay.
Who voiced Perito in Puss in Boots. He's been in a few other things.
Yeah.
I mean, I've liked him in everything I've seen him in, but what a pointless like celebrity pull, right?
Right.
You hear him a few times in this trailer. He's just kind of doing like
Like,
yeah, which I mean, they have a guy. Odie's voice actor has been the same since the 80s. So I feel like
that would have been such an easy like, oh hey, we got the original guy. We do care.
right,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
like how they got like for Tails in the Sonic movie.
Like
right.
we do care.
We listened.
They do care.
You have a legacy voice. No,
Got
we're
what
just
the
gonna
fans want.
no the legacy poll. We're gonna see his name in like the background of a shot as like a street, and that's gonna be like oh they listened.
And then
This is for the fans.
You were holding my flippers.
Toonie Timmy 44 on Twitter.com be like, see haters, they do care. They just want to get a new take, but they're respecting the old ones too.
I love the subtle, understated references. Like, it's not really too in your face. I mean, it's almost like it's not even there.
What do you think of Baby Garfield?
Oh my god. Yeah. So I think it was leaked like a few months ago. Like some details about this trailer, some like behind the scenes like design docs for this. And it was mentioned that the trailer would have like a heart-melting baby Garfield scene. And the moment I heard about that, I just like I think my eyes just rolled. I was filled with such I don't know what it is, but it's just the baby trend. This baby trend has been going on for quite a bit. Where like it's the combination of like a nostalgic, recognizable character, and you also make them like a cute baby animal character, right? And it's such an obvious ploy to like, I guess, nostalgia and just tear jerking, but it's so and then okay, so And then we got the actual trailer, and it played out basically exactly how I pictured it would.
Garfield sat in alley with rain.
Yes, Garfield sat in an alley with rain, crying, scared, sad, shaking, big eyes, furry baby Garfield, whiskers, piano music.
Okay.
And
Yeah, no, dude. Garfield, big eyes, whiskers, piano music, scary in rain.
yeah, he looks like a freaking.
Crash of lightning scare him back into box.
Oh my god, he looks like a Jamster character.
He looks like the baby birds from Angry Birds.
Angry
2.
Birds. He looks like the baby
he-
birds from Angry Birds 2. He looks like baby Scooby Doo on the poster for Scoob.
He does.
He looks like it's like they've gotten like the cute baby, and it feels like they've gotten it down to a science, and I think that's what annoys me. Is like, I don't know. I'm just imagining the executive. I knew this was like one of the first things they thought of when they said they needed to do this movie.
If baby Garfield is in the movie, we're not like greenlighting it. You need to have a baby Garfield
Exactly.
scene.
It just becomes it's like it's too easy. It's too easy. I'm like, it's boo. Like, no, try again. Do it again without the piano music, and well, then we'll talk. Right? It's too easy.
But it's
You're doing too-
subversive.
Subversive? You mean?
Because at the end of the, because you think it's all heartwarming, but then he eats the whole pizza.
That's
He eats
true.
oh my god,
The
that's
little-
true.
little-
He eats all, and then the music goes dun 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 dun. Dun. Uh-oh. Whoa, Garfield, stop! You're going crazy.
And that's how I adopted John.
Why does he sound like Arlo?
He shouldn't have sounded like that.
And that, my friends, is how I adopted John.
No, but I do agree. I feel like when it's just like insane, and people are like, "What are you talking about?" I felt oddly patronized by Baby Garfield. Like, okay,
Yeah. No, I do. I fully see what you mean. I don't know if it's just because this is the 11th time this has been like pulled for something like this. I don't know what it is. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back for me, or something. I'm just not having it.
I don't know how I didn't predict, like, in my mind there'd be like a Baby Garfield like orphan scene. That just feels so
Ryan,
obvious.
stop putting pictures of Garfield on the screen, please.
Why does Garfield look like he's on? Why does he look like that?
The face I make when I want lasagna and pizza from John.
Who's playing John in this?
White guy. I don't know.
Okay.
Garfield movie John. Show me Google.
They're gonna show you the one from the 2000s where he's like a nothing character.
It's. Oh wait, I can't find it.
To be fair,
Who cares?
was John ever the funny character or anything but like the Garfield, like original Garfield and Friends, where he was like a little fail guy?
He
Yeah,
was someone's
no.
baby girl.
They like baby girled him in that one and then never tried again.
I hope they add a little more failure to him. Well, they show a little bit of failure for him, but it's like very. They play it into the theme of family. It's very like melodramatic. I think we're gonna get like relatable, pathetic John.
I've seen
Not
people
funny, pathetic.
say this on Twitter, like he's gonna be a Twitter wife guy. I don't think that's happening.
No.
You don't think so?
I think people are trying too hard to make something happen.
Yeah.
John
mean,
is
I
the
knew-
guy from Mad Max. He's Nux from Mad Max.
Nux?
Yeah, I think that's the like main guy who spray paints his teeth silver and screams.
Oh, Nicholas Holt. That's
Yeah.
what you know. That's the thing you know him from.
That's the top of his IMDb page.
Okay, no, he's in a lot of stuff. He's a pretty prolific guy.
Now he's John.
He almost played Superman in the new DC universe.
Almost.
Yeah, he was one of the
Oh.
like top like picks, but they chose someone else over him. James Gunn chose different.
Real quick, I just want to know, I think Normal will be in this.
That's for Garfield too.
Uh-oh, and like John like brings up the box, like, Garfield, say hello to your new brother. And Garfield's like, what?
Oh,
And it's like, it's summer.
It is like a grain spotted egg, and it hatches, and it's like normal.
The poster for the sequel will be like Garfield and Normal steady back to back, and it's like Couple the Kitty or something.
Oh god.
Yeah, A Tale of Two Kitties. They'll call it.
It will just be like a poster of Garfield and Normal, and then like it'll just say above it, "Uh-oh."
What a catastrophe!
Do you think in the movie John will pull out his phone and record a funny video of Garfield?
And he'll post it to like social media, and then you'll see like the
Yeah.
hearts. They'll
Yeah,
have like the social
exactly.
media hearts that go on the screen.
And then there will be mean comments about Garfield, and he'll feel sad.
Oh, then they don't read them, and then they'll get sad.
I mean, this is
Just
gonna.
a
There is.
worthless bum.
There is gonna be like. The trailer did announce a contest to have your cat in the movie as like a social media lolcat. So we're probably gonna have a scene where he's like on YouTube looking at cat videos.
Oh fuck yes.
I think the trailer showed the cat video that was in the Emoji Movie.
Oh my god. It's just like a stock cat video they have.
I guess so. I guess that's in like the editing bay for like all the Hollywood people.
I want to ask one more thing before we move on from Garfield. Do you I've seen this debate made before, and I don't know if I agree with it. Do you think Garfield needed Chris Pratt as like a marketing thing? Like the movie we just wouldn't like sell if Chris Pratt wasn't in it. Like, do you think Garfield needed like a big celebrity name attached to it?
No. I mean, the only thing where I can see that is for like press junket stuff, where you like have him go on Jimmy Kimmel.
Okay.
Oh,
And
God.
I guess I don't know how much that factors into how well movies do. I have no idea. So I guess maybe I could see that, but it's also just the kind of thing where like that's just kind of what you do now. You know, I think a lot of studios probably don't like see any reason not to keep doing that.
It's weird because I've seen multiple people say like, no, Garfield isn't like Mario. He needs a big celebrity. He's not a big enough IP to stand on his own. Unlike SpongeBob, they could bring Tom Kenny back. SpongeBob's big. Like I don't know. Isn't Garfield like one of the biggest selling merchandising franchises ever? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think any kids see like, oh, Chris. I'm seeing the Garfield movie for Chris Pratt. Like they go to school, they get on the playground. Like, yeah, guys, I'm seeing because Chris Pratt is in it.
Right.
Maybe their
They're like-
mom will though. They'll be like, "Oh, it's Chris
Yeah,
Pratt. He's so funny."
I guess maybe there is like a vacuum of like people who really care about Garfield. Because like people like our age, pretty much. We basically just had like Garfield Gets Real in the Garfield Show, and that's kind of pathetic, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
What?
I want to see the thought process behind it, because when there's like a scene of like older people getting together and discussing how they can sell off Garfield merch in a high value, then I don't know what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
I am
Well,
like I don't know. I don't know how much a celebrity voice actor tends to affect like these movies. Like I don't know, would a kid be like, oh man, Rocky and Bullwinkle, the new movie's coming out and Chris Pratt's in it. I'm gonna see it now. You don't care about Rocky and Bullwinkle.
yeah. It's really. I think it's the only thing I can think is the late night talk show. That's the only point I can think of. Yeah. Garfield movie. I mean, it looks fine. I'm probably gonna watch it and say like, oh, that was cute.
Like, oh, Bobby, that was cute. The Garfield movie is cute, Bobby. Yeah, no, I really like the scene where he eats lasagna. That was like me eat for. It reminds me of Jane. Like, yeah, I eat lasagna like that. Watch me, Dad. No, Jane, stay out of that restaurant.
I will say,
Dad, get into the bit. Yeah, Dad,
Exactly.
who's watching. We're gonna go to the Italian restaurant, eat the lasagna like Garfield. Oh, wait a minute, Garfield, you betrayed
Are you just
me.
role playing to yourself right now? Like no one else is joining in on this. Like I tried and then you kept going. You're just role playing with yourself right now.
It's a plan. There's a plan being played out here. We got to get to the ending of the episode. I want to know what happens.
I feel like we should mention before we move on. This is directed by the director of Emperor's New Groove.
Pretty cool.
So,
I mean, is it directed by is it directed by the director of Emperor's New Groove with 300 studio notes sent to him?
right.
Probably.
Oh, also director of Chicken Little.
Wow.
I did not know that. So.
Well, speaking of cartoon animals,
Okay.
now
What is it?
I want to preface this with this before we get into this next one. We almost did an episode last week because there was so much news, and we didn't end up doing it because I had some stuff I was doing with Will that night. And I think in one way, I think it ended up being good. We delayed it a bit because the news on this story has kind of just kept rolling. Like, it hasn't really stopped. So
It shifted so much in the past week.
Yeah, if you're not aware, sometime around last week, Mr. Dade Zaslioff, that guy from Zaslav, who gives a shit? I respect him.
Oh my god.
From Warner Bros. He tried selling Wile E. vs. Acme, an upcoming live-action animated hybrid Looney Tunes movie. He tried performing a write-off on it for $30 million, and it so this is and a long string of other write-offs too he's done before. I don't know what happened with this one, but people were just fucking mad. Like, I'm mad too about it because I've always been mad about these. Like, this one, I don't know. This was like the one that the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't know what it was, but everyone was particularly mad about this one.
Yeah, I think so. This was a movie that was going to come out this past summer, but it got pulled from the schedule and replaced with Barbie. They did no promotion for it whatsoever.
Yeah.
And they just suddenly unceremoniously canceled it after it had already been finished. This is a finished movie that had test screenings, and it seemed pretty well received. It seemed to be on track to do pretty well for them because it's also Looney Tunes. I feel like that's a pretty big IP,
right? And I just sort of quick aside. I don't know what it is. Warner Bros. Has it weirdly out for Looney Tunes right now. They keep canceling things, moving things. They don't want Looney Tunes on their streaming service for some reason. It's so weird. They're ashamed to own it.
That's their thing, though. Bugs Bunny is their mascot. There were so many movies in the early mid 2000s where it would be a completely different story, but at the beginning it'd be Warner Brothers logo, and then Bugs Bunny shows up and eats a carrot. It's he's their guy. I feel it'd be if Disney was fuck it, we don't want Mickey Mouse on our shit anymore.
The way Warner Bros. Is treating Looney Tunes kind of right now, it does feel like if Disney was just I hate Mickey Mouse now.
Right. I think I've heard that Space Jam 2 didn't do as well as they wanted, but that was also one of their pandemic simultaneous HBO Max movies. So it's kind of hard to judge Looney Tunes based on that. I don't know if that's the full story there.
But continue the story of this one. Yeah, it came out. They were trying to write this one off, and then I think part of the backflash for this one is when Batgirl and Scoop Holiday Haunt got written off. There wasn't a lot of tweets and stuff from people who worked on the movie. We didn't see a lot of that. But when this got announced, I feel like everyone who did something on this movie came out and said, man, this is a real bummer. We put a lot of love into this. Test screenings for this were fantastic. We were all really excited to make it. And I thought that sometimes animation world stuff can get ignored, when stuff like this happens. But it didn't in this instance. I saw tweets with 100K likes type stuff, from people talking about their time working on this. And I think it just kind of kept spreading and spreading. And I think the more positive stories about working on this came out, I think people just got angrier and angrier, because I think I don't even think it's partially just the character and the brand attached. I think it was kind of this human beings work on art moment, a piece of work art people were making that put a lot of time and love into is just getting thrown away. And I think seeing so much of that I think was part of the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, and so as a result of a lot of the backlash, it got uncanceled. And now it's being stopped. It's being shopped around other distributors. And so I guess now we'll just see who's gonna be the one to release it.
I've heard rumors that Amazon going for it.
I think it was Amazon, Apple TV, and Netflix were the big ones I've heard.
I just don't get why they wouldn't want this though. Like, because what they sold it off for, this movie would have made more than that. Like for sure, I think because they sold it off for 30 million. I'm sure a James Gunn Looney Tunes movie with John Cena in it would have made more than 30 million, right? Like that. That's
Yes.
for sure.
Absolutely.
I
It's so cheap for a movie nowadays. 30 million for an animated movie.
Now they have to like sell it off. They can't even put this on their streaming service or anything. Like,
yeah, I mean that.
I don't know.
That was kind of part of the Zaslav regime when he took over. Is that he's hell bent on like no movies releasing on that platform for some reason. A lot of the stuff that's been canceled were like HBO Max movies. Blue Beetle was supposed to be on HBO Max, but it got pushed to theaters. Same with the other Looney Tunes movie.
Right.
The Porky and Daffy movie.
That one got pushed, which in a way, I'm thankful it's getting pushed to theaters because that's something I want to see in theaters. I
mean, that's the preferable outcome to just saying that you just don't want to release it at all.
Yeah, I would rather just go to theaters, right?
yeah. So,
there's a bit more to this story though. David Zaslav has continued to get in some fucking hot water over this. Apparently because of like the spree of him writing off movies, a lot of people are like in like the industry be like, hey, don't work with this guy, cancel our meetings with this guy, we don't want to work with this company or this guy. So they don't want to like be with someone who's just gonna do shit like this to movies. And from what I've heard, I might be misremembering this, I think Congress is getting involved at this point now because what he's doing might be a little illegal.
Yeah, well, a specific Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro, he kind of went off on this whole situation. I don't know if there's any traction on that on the legal side, but a threat was definitely made, and it seems kind of warranted because it feels like something you can't just keep doing. Right?
Yeah. He's done this a few times now.
It's obvious, like. It's a ploy to like not have to pay residuals, I think partially, and that's just kind of bad. It's scummy behavior,
right? And like again, like I would feel the same way because I did even when this happened a while back. I would feel the same way about this movie if it was like some shit I don't care about. Like I don't know, it was the Rocky and Bullwinkle Go to the Zoo movie. I don't know why I keep using those guys as an example. But if it was like
have enough for them.
But like if it was like them, because like even when Scoop Holiday Haunt got like written off, like this probably wouldn't be amazing or anything, but like human beings worked on this. I'd like them to get the release their thing they worked on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you know, the good news is this will probably be get bought. Like I doubt streaming viewers. I doubt other servers would be like, hey. They're gonna hear like James Gunn, Looney Tunes, John Cena movie and be like, "No, we don't want that. This is gonna find a home for sure." I think.
Right.
I feel like the streaming services are gonna fight over it. They'll be like, "Oh, we want to be the ones who saved this movie."
And now that
there's been so much.
Yeah. Now there's a story behind it too. Like Warner Bros. Has made this movie more valuable than it already probably would have been, and now they're gonna lose it. Like they can't use it for like their own needs. And this, they I don't know. David Zaslav specifically fucked up so bad here.
Yeah, it's crazy that he did it to this movie too. Like James Gunn. I feel like there are rumors. I believe it that James Gunn probably like got really probably got in his ear about it because he's got a pretty big job with Warner Brothers right now.
Yeah, he didn't say anything publicly, but I'd be shocked if he didn't say anything behind the scenes.
Yeah. So I mean that's like a huge. You're screwing your relationships. John Cena is also a big actor for them. He's in their DC universe.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if like behind the scenes, like, hey, I'm doing so much for you fucking guys. What are you doing right now?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm saving your biggest like franchise because you guys fucked it up so bad. You want to fuck with my Looney Tunes movie? Thanks, I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's still going to be coming out. I don't know when. Really, no one really knows, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. I mean, from what was shown, just from the people who worked on it, it looks like there's a cool blend of like practical effects.
Mhm.
It looks like it's going to be pretty. This might be a pretty good like live action animated hybrid movie as far as those go.
Yeah, I like the concept a lot. It feels like something somebody wanted to make. Unlike, not to use Space Jam as a scapegoat, but like I don't feel like there's no movies people are like passionate for like idea wise. Like they don't feel like passionate Looney Tunes projects, but like Wile E. Coyote sues the guys who keep selling him all this stuff in the shorts. It's like a funny concept for like a movie, like a big It's like an actual idea for a Looney Tunes movie.
Yeah, right.
It's like people. It's like came from an idea, like some guy be like, why does Wile keep buying from these guys? It always fails them. Why don't you sue him? And then that's just got the ball rolling.
Yeah, totally.
I
got Will 4K.
And I like Back in Action, but again, I kind of like these Looney Tunes movies where like they're not like actors within the universe. I like these kind of things where like they are just like characters. I like the idea this is taking place like kind of in the world like the Wile E. and Coyote shorts kind of just took place in. Because I feel like we weren't getting those from, it's like Space Jam. They're like oh, we're cartoons, and then like in like Back in Action, they're specifically actors. I like getting more Looney Tunes big projects where like they're just characters in the universe, because like the Porky and Daffy movie is gonna be that too, and I enjoy that.
Yeah. I guess if we have any other thoughts before we move on,
I'm just glad this has a happy ending.
I'm Granny Norma.
No.
I'm Granny Norma. I'm old. I got short gray hair.
I have to wonder if this particular situation has had any influence on other like Warner Brothers practices. The timing is probably coincidental, but we did also get like news on other canceled.
Oh yeah,
projects. Yeah, there was like an Urkel Christmas movie that was just like it was gonna be on HBO Max. Then it got purged, and it basically went radio silent. And then suddenly, after all this news, a trailer drops for it. So that's probably. I mean, it's probably coincidence. I don't know, but
I do think this situation is gonna affect Warner Bros. In some way, because this was big news, like everywhere. Like the original one was big news too, but this one I think got even more like talk behind it, and like I think they can't keep. I keep saying they as if it's just one guy. David Zaslav can't keep doing this. Basically,
this whole regime that he set up.
Yeah, like I like we've heard like how people don't want to work with him right now and stuff like that. Like I think that it's going to have internal shakeups. Like they're going to have to change things internally.
It's probably going to give some leverage to anyone that works with the company. Like, yeah, it's we've had enough. Basically, everyone's had enough.
I'm sure there's tons of Warner Bros. Employees with their mouths who have stuff to say.
Yeah.
Hey, but speaking of movies, you know what movie I'm so confident in?
What?
The Legend of Zelda movie they just announced on Twitter.
Whoa! I announced like 2 weeks ago.
I can't believe they announced they're making a Zelda movie in the way they did. Like,
how did they announce this? What happened? What's the scoop?
Only on the Japanese Nintendo Twitter. Only there. And then they made like an English tweet on the Japanese Twitter. Miyamoto, in quotation marks, tweeted, "Hey guys, making a Zelda movie, by the way. It's gonna be a while, but we're working on it with the director and that. Okay, bye."
I think it's better for us to just talk about the Pokemon Yuri music video.
I did any of us watch that?
I did.
The little music video. But I do want to talk about the Zelda movie thing though.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting this is happening. I have very low faith in it. Not that I think it's going to be bad. I'm expecting the single most okay movie ever made. I think this is going to be very safe, very boring. I think it's not going to be like a fun Zelda thing. I think they're going to want to try to make an American fantasy movie out of it. And I think it'll be a perfectly acceptable American fantasy movie. There'll be no Tingles or Gorons. It's going to be very, very safe and standard.
Link is going to be played by a muscly guy.
Could I get a twink like Link?
Right?
I mean, there's the one joke everybody makes.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. He's just like the comedy. I mean, and this is one of the few things we know about this is that this is going to be a Sony production.
It is, yeah.
Which was kind of surprising to me because I feel like Universal and Nintendo like they've been bolstering their relationship a lot lately. And you know, they made each other a lot of money with the Mario movie.
Yeah.
But I guess Miyamoto, he's pursuing the best creative endeavor, and really the home for the Zelda movie to be the best it can be is with Avi Arad at Sony Pictures.
Yeah, the writer of the Pac-Man: The Ghostly Adventures theme song.
Yeah, the producer of Morbius.
Yeah, I mean, I saw like people moaning about the producer, and I didn't know who he was, and I did research. Like, oh,
yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to say because I mean, Sony's done good movies that have his involvement.
But I have heard from people who've like worked on like with him that like he like just from like behind the scenes, he's like kind of a bitch like about Spider-Man stuff in particular.
No, I've definitely heard that.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's not like a beloved figure in the community. I think the consensus is usually that stuff is good in spite of him.
Wait, take it back. I'm taking it back. Rewind. I looked up the writer of this movie. The writer of this movie is Derek Connolly. You know, and people are making jokes. Like, he wrote some stuff. Like, I don't know. He wrote Jurassic World and all those like movies no one gives a shit about. But take it back, everyone. He did the screenplay on Monster Trucks.
What? Oh my god.
Starring Creech
With
as himself?
Yeah! All right, that's it. Faith restored. Creech guy's in this. Let's fucking go!
Hold on.
I need to get a picture of Creech on screen. Hold on. Go on,
Wait,
Rosa.
how many ghost type Pokemons are in the Kanto region?
Me?
A lot.
3.
3, and they're just the one evolution line?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you asking about that right now?
Yeah. You're like playing Pokemon right now. You don't even care what we're talking about.
Nah. They don't care about the Zelda movie.
Okay.
If you were talking about the Pokemon Yuri, I would have been like gun ho.
Okay,
Well, I don't know what that is.
I just a few more things to say about Zelda. Yeah, like I said, you know, Monster Trucks jokes aside, Nintendo's so weird. Like, they have all the money in the world. They could get so many big studios of like worth. That sounds mean. Big studios of like artist credibility to like work on this stuff. If anyone could like get Ghibli to make like a I don't know. This is like a good random example. Like, if anyone could get like Ghibli to make like a commercial movie, it'd be Nintendo. They keep going for like really weird polls. Like, they go like, okay, let's get Illumination for Mario. Like, the one guys everyone always say like are a bit like lower quality than everyone else. Let's get fucking Morbius, Avi Arad for the producer for our Zelda movie. We can get anyone we wanted, but we'll get him. And it's just weird. I don't know. I think Zelda has a very specific appeal to like what it actually is, and I think I'm expecting that to get bogged down a bit. I think we're gonna get a very standard fantasy dragons movie, but I feel like Zelda's a very colorful, like Zelda's one of Nintendo's more quote unquote serious franchises, but it's a very whimsical franchise, right? Like, it's very silly and fun. It's got a big heart to it. Like, it's got like
It has
a lot of
fairies.
it's got like fairy guys and like Gorons. Like, it's a fun
Tingle.
Got Tingle. It's a very fun fantasy world. Like, it's not.
If this movie doesn't have Beetle, then we'll know that it's just they didn't understand.
They're too serious.
Assignment.
Well, here's the thing. We've talked about the producer. We've talked about the writer. People aren't talking about the director, Wes Ball. He's directed 3 feature films: Maze Runner, The Scorched Trials, and Maze Runner: The Death Cure. That's it so far.
Link better go into a maze in this.
He better fucking go
I
into a
mean,
Hey,
maze.
better
mazes
run.
are like Zelda adjacent.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like in the forest. Oh, that's why they have him directing. It's like, we need you to do the Lost Forest.
Listen, you're really good with woods movies.
Yeah.
But-
He's
but
also
I
doing
just-
the upcoming Planet of the Apes movie, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh my gosh!
kind of
oh,
serious.
Twilight Princess reference.
Ooh.
What, apes?
Yeah, there was like monkeys in the Lost Forest and Twilight
Oh
Princess.
yeah.
You didn't know that, Steve? You didn't know that, and you call yourself
Well,
a Zelda fan?
I don't call myself a Zelda fan.
Okay, but
Yeah,
like,
I
that's
really
why.
don't.
but here's the thing. I think the Zelda movie just doesn't matter. Like, I hear live action Zelda movie, my eyes roll over because it's not going to be a Henson Company movie where they make some stuff up and there's a bunch of weird puppet guys and like they sing to Link. That's the only live action Zelda movie I would want. It's a movie with a bunch of weird fucking puppet guys and the Henson Company's doing it. And like there's like not really even a plot. Link's just kind of walking through places. that's what I want.
That just made me so sad when you
Right,
said that.
right.
That's not gonna be a thing.
It's not gonna be
Oh.
like a pig Ganon puppet with like 30 people puppying it. And it looks more
Yeah.
real than like any CGI creature you've ever seen. Also, thank you, Panic Betrayer, for joining the YouTube members. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I just considered something.
Yeah.
What if this is like the Mario movie, and even better, what if it's like the Monster Hunter movie where Link is just like a normal guy from our world? What if he's like a military guy? What if he's like a soldier and he falls into a portal? And the reason that Link is mute is because he doesn't speak the language of the Zelda world. And so they're like, I guess you're mute.
I had completely forgotten up until this moment they made the Monster Hunter movie about the army men getting like transported to the Monster Hunter world. and I stopped and I forgot about that movie. I can't believe that's Capcom's arguably like biggest franchise right now. And I can't believe they took that and like was like, what if army men were in it?
Yeah.
That really just came and went, didn't it?
Yeah.
Did anyone like even watch that?
I think it
I've
dropped
seen it.
No.
near Detective Pikachu, which was more talked about if I remember correctly.
That was a while ago, and
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. That does make me wonder like how Link will be done.
I think he's
I would-
talk. I don't think they're doing anything
Yeah.
interesting. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, it
I
would
would
be.
love if he didn't.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent that I think Link is a. I'm fine with most side protagonists going to talk. But I think Link is like the one guy. I think like him not talking is almost part of his character at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it'd be really creative and interesting if they decided to go with that, but
Like sign
Oh.
language or something. That'd be interesting.
I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll freaking.
No, he's just gonna talk. They're gonna get a white guy and he's gonna talk.
She's gonna be like, oh, that just happened.
He's right behind me. Will Arnett will be Link.
What?
Will Arnett
Will
be
Arnett?
Link. Yeah.
Or not.
Where's the races when you need it?
You could be Ganon. That'd be cool. I feel like you'd do a Ganon voice.
Hey, what's up? Not sorry. Hey,
Oh,
Link.
God.
Hey, it's the new Ford F-150. Check it out, Link. Look at my new car.
And then Willem Dafoe Tingle walks in.
Do you think Tingle is like he has to be in this?
No, he's
You
not
think
gonna
he's
be in
that
it.
level?
I don't think
You
anything.
don't think?
No, because I don't think any of the fun and silly Zelda stuff is gonna be in this movie. I think they want a boring
He's
fantasy
too
movie.
fun.
There's gonna be no.
Oh.
There's gonna be no Gorons. Zoras will be in the movie and look disgusting and not fun. There's gonna be none just fun or whimsy. Like, because again, like I said, half the fun of Zelda and its world and why I think it stands out is because it's got a very fun and whimsical fantasy world. It's very bright, very colorful. It's not ashamed of its silliness. And I think
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Tommy the Sonic the Hedgehog. I think this movie's gonna be ashamed of like that side of Zelda, and it's gonna be boring.
All right.
You know what it should be like? It should be like the D&D movie. Did you guys see that? That
I've
was
heard
so
about it.
Yeah.
fun.
I
That was the
saw that one.
perfect tone. That
I
should
think
be.
that was-
It should be like that.
Yeah, I think, maybe if they take notes from that more so. So I think that did do a good job. That sort of like very fun, not like ashamed of itself, not too
Exactly.
serious, not too like, not it was genuine.
I-
Exactly.
It was good.
It had
It
a
was good.
soul.
They are sitting though on millions of dollars getting like a character actor like Willem Dafoe to be Tingle. Like a million retweets
I mean,
on
hey,
Twitter.
you don't know that's not going to happen.
It's not,
It
but
could.
a million retweets.
No, you could. I think it could. I think it
mi-
could. I think Tingle's going to be in this. I'm going to say Tingle's going to be in this.
Hey, but
There's going to be a Tingle scene.
any final thoughts on Zelda?
No.
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Um,
It okay.
Speaking of Zelda, Batman's celebrating Christmas.
With his son.
Yeah,
I think 80 mostly wanted to talk about this one. Do you want to lead the
it
charge here?
looks. Yeah, there's a movie coming out called Merry Little Batman, or wait, is it called Have Yourself a Merry? I don't know.
Yeah.
I chose to cover this, and I'm the one who's messing up the title. I think it's just called Merry Little Batman. It is a 2D movie. First thing that's interesting, it is not coming out on HBO Max, despite it being like
Wait, what?
Batman. It's not.
Yeah.
It's coming out on
Nope.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And I
okay.
like specifically that the Wikipedia page specifically says HBO Max relinquished the rights for distribution. So whatever that means. It sounds like they chucked it into the wind. I relinquished
Yeah.
the but it's about Batman who has a beard. So first off, I heard about this because my friend was watching this and I was like, what is that? I couldn't even tell it was Batman. And he was like, Batman has a beard and a son. I was like, what? So it's Batman as a dad. His son Damian, who I guess is like canon in like the comics and
that's
the
a
cartoons
comic
and stuff.
character.
I know nothing about Batman, but it's him, and he's like, Dad, I want to be a Batman too. But then Batman like gets stuck in the mountains during Christmas, and so baby Batman needs to save the day. I took notes from the Wikipedia page.
You took notes?
Yes, I need to, because I can't just be like, have the Wikipedia page open, I gotta get the highlights. So specifically, thing that I noted is that, if you, I doubt people have seen the trailer, it wasn't like a super huge drop, I don't even think it has 1 million views on YouTube yet, you should check it out, it looks really cute. First thing I noticed, Joker has a really distinctive voice, and I looked up his actor, and it's because he's the voice of Fanboy and Chum Chum. So watch it with that knowledge. That's really fun. And I also found out his actor is married to Zooey Deschanel's sister. And Batman is Owen Wilson's brother.
I thought it sounded like Owen Wilson, but like not quite.
Yeah.
So it's Owen Wilson's brother. Okay.
Yes.
I'm looking at real quick. I'm looking at the visuals for this, and like I try to describe like the vibe I'm thinking of is like, this is a thing people are going to complain about the art style for.
I think that happened.
Yeah, but like I think if this came out 20 years ago, wasn't attached to like an IP like this, it'd be like remembered as like a beautiful piece of innovation, and people are only going to get mad about it now because Batman is in a sexy Chad in this movie, and he looks like a cartoon guy instead. I like the art style a lot though.
Yeah,
It's
it's
looks
very
so
clear.
cute.
It's very
Yeah.
distinctive.
I like the look they're going for a lot.
Totally. And it's so fluid. Like, it really, it looks really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the score is being done by one of the Fallout boys. One of the boys of the Fallout Boy.
Wait, hold on. Raw?
Patrick Stump.
Being requested to put Alfred on screen. I will absolutely put Alfred in this movie on screen. He's the best.
Yeah, Alfred looks
He's
so,
so wrinkly.
Oh my god.
Is that who he
I
is?
Look at him. He's a little freaking guy. He looks like he's gonna sound like Master Batman. You're the son.
Yeah.
You're the son. Yes, ready.
So what really
Scarfield?
captured you about this 80? I mean,
Because I don't really like Batman that much. I'm neutral on him. I didn't see the Batman, but I really like the Lego Batman movie, and this is like super similar vibes of like, it's a Batman movie, but it's like for the people. It's not just for the superhero fans. It's like it's for the people. It's like socialist No, it just feels like something that will get like more people in beyond just like classic superhero fans.
Yeah,
And
we're indoctrinating new Batman fans to become future customers.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty
And
cool.
it's also just cool to have like a fully 2D animated movie that's not just like rigs. Because no offense, but that Urkel movie is all rigged animation, and it's kind of like, aw.
Aw. Also, what
You hate
what?
riggers. Like
I
rig-
don't. It's just, I wish I like when it's hand drawn is fun for a film.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I get
But
it.
it also seems like something that was written by like fans, but will also piss off other fans because Baby Batman is in this. Sorry, Damian Wayne is like, apparently he's not normally like this. He's like, oh, father, I'm be an anti-hero. This is a very different take on his character.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it just looks kind of fun. I'm excited for it. December
Yeah.
8th. Woo!
I'm glad it didn't get completely shelved, like it was at risk of. Because this was one of the things in the first wave of like cancellations. This was one of the things that got like booted off of HBO Max.
It got saved.
I did see the trailer for this actually. I think a few days, so I forgot like a few things. But like, I liked no, I didn't forget like the trailer, but like I forgot like very specific like hyper details. Like again, if Alfred spoke, I forgot what he sounded like. 'Cause I made a joke about him sounding like something. But I remember like something I really liked in the trailer I watched is there's a way like the Joker. I like the way he moved. Like in this one scene, like he's got like a really interesting shape to him, and they use that in like fun ways, like animation wise. And I've been enjoying that about what I've seen of this so far. I like the art direction they're going for. I don't even know what to really compare it to. I think people are going to call it Cal Arts because they call anything they don't like Cal Arts, but this is not Cal Arts. It kind of reminds me a lot of like a storybook kind of thing, right? Like you would see this like in a kid's storybook.
Is this based on a book?
No, it looks like it's an original thing.
Okay. Yeah, because that is what it reminds me of, and like the backgrounds, especially.
Yeah. Alfred like design. I'm looking at him like this is such like a guy who would show up like in a kid's book, kind of like design like a silly wrinkly old man.
Yeah.
God, that Alfred's so funny. I can't stop looking at it. Yeah, it does look like Dr. Nefario.
It does.
It's based on a comic book called Batman. Thanks, guys.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh my god.
So we are. It is. It's like an homage to like the medium of book.
The medium of book.
Yeah.
Like that gif right now, like the two guys with like the laptop and like they like kind of like slap. They're like, oh duh.
It's like, oh, of course.
Oh, it is a book. Yeah. So I mean.
Yeah. Sorry.
Get
So
the whole family together.
Yeah. Gather around the festive tree. Get your eggnog. Get your exactly. And
weed.
I'm advertising this movie. It's not a very funny topic. I just find it very interesting. So thank you for I got my Warner Brothers paycheck in the mail. They're really happy with me. So.
No, I'm glad we talked about this. Sometimes we skim over stuff like this, but I do think this looks interesting. I think it's gonna clear Urkel Christmas. Just gonna say it.
Whoa! I don't know if let's be a little.
Here's the thing about.
Whoa! What? Okay, what's happening?
Here's the thing about Urkel Christmas, though. They did get Jaleel White. It's Jaleel White. They got him.
They brought him back to reprise his role from Scooby Doo and Guess Who.
Did you like the song he sang in the trailer for that?
What is he? He goes like,
"It's like a Christmas time."
That's the song Urkel sang.
He's like, I'm bringing Christmas back, and I won't screw it up this time.
That movie's gonna be awesome. That's like such a nostalgic like. Did you notice his clothes were from the TV show? Like he's wearing outfits from the show.
Yes.
From Family Matters. There's all kinds of Easter eggs. This one's for it's really for the fans. We really wanted to make this movie for the fans, and that's what's so great about it.
You know. He voiced two Sonics.
Are you fucking
You're trying to do a Scott Pilgrim joke. The same guy voicing two different versions of the same guy. Yes, I did know that.
Yeah, Very Little Batman looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited to see when it comes out,
Yeah.
and I can't wait to hear more of Fanboy Joker.
Yeah,
Everyone in chat loves the Dan Snyder Urkel character.
Dennis Snyder. I didn't even notice that.
It was him. I noticed immediately.
Can we play the trailer?
Oh, just put it on screen. Just play the whole thing.
Urkel saves Sansa the movie.
I'm
I mean,
gonna,
they won't get us for that, right?
I'm gonna,
That's like
I'm gonna skip to the part where he sings the nothing else.
okay.
And just play that.
This movie's art style reminds me of Oddballs on Netflix.
Oh, Very Little Batman. Yeah, you know they got several art styles.
No!
Odd
No!
Very Little
The Urkel thingy. It has Robot Urkel. What's his name? I hope they have. I hope Urkel Saves Santa the movie brings upon a new era of Urkel movies. You know,
Not be
uh,
without the Oracle.
like
One
what if we
for
can
every
get like
holiday.
yeah, I want like an Urkel Halloween special. He always did like Halloween episodes.
Dark Urkel tribute will return.
Okay, wait, everyone be quiet. I'm gonna play the Urkel song for chat.
Okay,
no.
we're
Alright.
babysitting.
I built something to help spread a little of that holiday cheer. Woo woo! Yes, I'm showing everybody that I got
Dark Oracle tribute.
Rosa, you talked as soon as the song started. Okay, hold on, wait. Everyone be quiet. I'll tell you when to talk. I need to hear the Urkel song.
Nothing but complete silence for this cinema.
You talked over it again. Okay, one more time. Everyone be quiet right now.
showing everybody that. Woo woo! Yes, I'm showing everybody that I got what it takes to spread the holiday spirit without making mistakes. You've game of
Okay, he's trying to show everybody he's got the holiday spirit without making
Are you
mistakes.
just playing the whole trailer now?
No, I stopped as soon as he stopped singing. I'm not playing anymore. It's a bit quiet as well. You know what? Go look up Urkel Saves Santa the movie official trailer. Skip to 39 seconds in. He starts singing around then.
What's the rush?
I am showing everybody.
Well, we'll see this Christmas movie clash. You know, we'll see who comes out on top when they release on Prime Video. Are they both on? No, the Urkel movie is just on digital.
That's pretty
They're
cool.
just- What are you talking about? Oh, that's pretty cool.
I mean,
You know,
speaking,
you don't see a lot of movies these days get sold on digital. You
speaking
just
of
don't see that.
speaking of Prime, Amazon Prime. See, did you watch something on Amazon Prime recently?
I did.
Is the cartoon Invincible starring Invincible?
It's the cartoon Invincible, starring Invincible from
Wow.
Tuca and Birdie. Yeah. Yeah, the new season of Invincible has started airing since we last did our show here. Yeah. That's a show I've watched. Am I echoing for you?
No,
For
you-
a second.
Yeah, I can hear something.
I heard like 2 seats, only for a
Oh.
second. You're fine now.
Yeah, I'm echoing on Ryan's mic.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
just talk as loud as possible so it's like
Oh,
really
let me-
noticeable.
Let me back up.
So on Amazon Prime they're airing Invincible and there's like 3 episodes. And it's pretty cool. It's I don't know. Has anyone here seen Invincible?
Not yet.
I'm well
only-
aware what goes on, so
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but is it a thing? I heard some people saying like, "Oh, Invincible season 1 was really good, but I feel like they're gonna lose its spark in season 2." Did that happen at all, or is it pretty good?
I feel like it hasn't happened so far,
Sweet.
honestly. I think that's just a worry because just as like one season, it is like really effective. Like I think that first season of Invincible is really strong. Because it's kind of funny, like it kind of blew up because of like the big like this kind of like twist thing that happens in the last episode, kind of. But like if you like if you discover the show from that like last episode scene, like you could still fully enjoy it even knowing that. I think it's really good at like it kind of like reveals a big twist, sort of, in the first episode about Omni-Man being evil.
That he hates
Um,
Uncle Grandpa.
I said Uncle Grandpa sucks.
No, you've done it.
Yeah. I mean-
Umami. Sorry, I just thought about the horror umami.
I mean, just to give a really basic premise of the show for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's a superhero show. It's based on a comic from like 2000 something. I don't know. I never read it, but it's basically like it's kind of like your darker take on a superhero show sort of thing. But it's also very it's not like edgy. It's just very
Brutal.
it's brutal. It's very like adult, I'd say. But it's still like I think it does cool things with the superhero medium. Basically, the plot is this 17-year-old discovers he has superpowers that he inherited from his dad, who was basically a middle-aged Superman guy. And it's pretty much just about him learning, how to be a superhero, and I guess learning. It's kind of like a coming of age kind of thing. So yeah, it's pretty good. There's 3 episodes of the second season right now. They also did a standalone thing with one of the side characters. Yeah, I mean, it's just really good. I mean, I don't know how else to sell it, really.
I've heard that from pretty much literally everyone who's watched it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what they're I think it's just really good writing. Like, it's good at
Mhm.
building tension. It's a very suspense-filled show. A lot of the tension comes from the fact that, like, I mean, you have Omni-Man, he can basically like kill anyone he wants. He can crush any character's head like a grape in an instant. And so a lot of tension kind of arrives from that. Just kind of like wondering, when he's gonna snap.
Like when he's gonna do it.
Yeah. But this second season has not had a lot of Omni-Man, interestingly. A lot of it's kind of
it's that scene that kind of everyone knows is at the end of the first season. I wonder if they're like, we can't play our cards too much with the character. We maybe pull him back a bit for a bit so he can continue to have an impact kind of situation.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also based on a comic too. I don't know how the comics exactly played out, but it is very much so far just focused kind of on the fallout of that last episode, and kind of exploring how it's affected all the characters' lives, which I think is really it's really interesting. It does some really interesting character journeys, with the main character Invincible, but also like his mom, his friends, and just like random people who've been affected by the events that happened. And yeah, it's really good. The animation's really good. There's like a lot of great action, and they do get really brutal with it, but it's like pretty, I don't know, it's pretty like satisfying. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's great. It's like the
It
most.
sounds. Oh no, good.
I was just saying it's probably the most I've been into like a superhero show. Yeah.
Wait, you don't tune into the Marvel cartoons and episodes and shows on Disney
I do
Plus?
tune into
You don't
Hamster
watch-
and Gretel.
You don't watch
So-
Spidey and his amazing friends?
I don't watch Marvel's Spider-Man.
Are you not watching Loki season 2?
Is that happening? Oh
Yeah,
no.
that happened.
Oh.
What? What do you mean? Oh no!
I think that
I
says
heard
so
it.
much. Everything you just said
It's like-
says everything you just said says so much.
I think
What's
Loki's
Loki?
one of the only Marvel shows people like. Actually,
They love that point.
But are they loving it more than Urkel Saves Christmas?
Yeah.
what do you?
I'm showing everybody.
Well, they
Oh,
they are now
whatever.
because Urkel Saves Christmas hasn't come out yet. When it does,
True.
all the Loki
True.
fans will like take their
True.
Loki and throw him in the trash, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, Urkel time."
all the Marvel heads are gonna watch Urkel Christmas, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my god!"
Just like Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to stop. Yeah, but I need thoughts on Invincible anymore.
No, it's pretty good so far. right now their season arc, they're doing like it is a multiverse story. There's multiverse elements. So
Oh, you can join the
if that tickles-
multiverses.
if that tickles your fancy, you know, come tune in. But no, it's interesting how it doesn't feel tired at all. With a lot of like, I don't know. There's a lot of discussion of like superhero fatigue and now like multiverse fatigue, but no, I think it's been doing really good with it so far. I don't know how else to put it.
I almost feel like maybe there's less of a superhero fatigue and more of a mediocre superhero fatigue, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I think it's just a fatigue with it because like you look at like the Marvel movies, it's just a very specific style they have. They have kind of like a brand style.
Same with the DC movies too, honestly.
Yeah, and I think
I feel like with Marvel fans, they people talk about superhero fatigue, but I feel like Marvel fans, it's Marvel fatigue. Like Marvel fans are really into Marvel not because they like superheroes, but because they're like, oh, another entry in the big story of Marvel. So
right.
But, like,
and
it's
I
not
think
the
that
same.
is just getting pretty tired.
But like, you know, people still like Invincible, people like Spider-Verse, people like that Batman movie that happened pretty recently. I think it's just mostly Marvel. I think there's more of a Marvel fatigue than anything.
Yeah, and I mean, even within Marvel, I think you can see the standouts are when you can like see a particular director's like actual touch on
It's
it.
okay, you could say James
Yeah.
Gunn.
Yeah, like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I think is the biggest example of, you know, something that didn't just feel like it just materialized out of the Marvel machine, you know.
The Marvel machine.
I think people just like when movies are made by people and not
Yeah.
machines.
It was of machines. You can play video games on those.
Okay.
Rosa, like that transition. Thanks, everyone. Rosa, you've been playing Grandia. Tell us about Grandia.
Hell yeah! Okay, so it has been a year-long journey playing Grandia. That's how long it takes you to play an RPG.
You've been playing for a year?
Yeah, I've been playing it here and there. It's same thing with Final Fantasy IX. It took me a year to like get through it. Yeah, Grandia is an RPG that came out around the time of the PXX and Dreamcast. Or was it the Saturn? Maybe the Saturn. It was the Saturn. Okay, so I've been playing the port on Nintendo Switch, and I gotta say it was a fun time. But it's also like the worst version of Grandia you could be playing.
Uh-oh.
Mostly because they had this sprite smoothing where they smooth up the sprites.
Oh, turn
and you have to-
the game off. Just turn it off then.
Yeah. So there's like better ways of doing it. I'm not, arg and whatever. But yeah,
Oh,
but still, it's a
ARG?
fun time. It was a very fun time. It's nice to go out and play different varieties of RPG and see how they handle their mechanics and go about it differently. Like this one is very unique from others I played, where the battle system is real time. It's a real time, and it's based on like a meter at the bottom that shows who's going to make the next move and when it's going to be performed. And there's like a lot of strategy to that, along with the placement of your character in the field, and then trying to build up their arsenal of like skills and magic. And
Which one is one of them is like the puppet thing that people like, right? That
no.
was in Smash Brothers.
Shut up!
Oh yeah. So you play as a young boy named. Well, I say boy, but he looks very gender. But like this young gender kid named Justin.
Milo.
Yeah. And his friend, cousin, Stu, who looks like Burgundy.
Burgundy?
They go off on They go off to an adventure to discover the new lands, and they figure out what's the deal with Justin's Spirit Stone, and they meet friends along the way. One of them being Fenna, who's a seasoned adventurer, and a girl.
A girl.
Yeah. But yeah, these characters are great. I love the little interactions you have with them during lunch, during like these dinner scenes where you get to hear their thoughts on the current scenario. You occasionally get some guest guest characters who join your party and fight alongside you, which have their own set of movesets, which is really cute. And the battles are pretty sick. One thing I hate is like it has that RPG thing where like status moves doesn't like affect like bosses.
Ah,
Yeah, so you're mostly good with just like training up more like healing and offensive moves.
Oh,
The defenses are still good.
real quick, I just want to say on that note, the worst of those ever, I think, not to bring my baby game into the Yokai Watch, has entire like yokai. Only thing to do is like add status effects. Then you get to like boss fights, and they're just like, well, sorry guys,
Yeah,
can't do shit.
it's weird because like they like it's part of a challenge, but at the same time it's kind of like I don't know. It's like I know the bosses is tough, but like come on, let me like do the status effect, use a bit more strategy. That's the only thing Pokemon can get right because most bosses are just like other trainers with Pokemons you can get just in a higher level. But yeah, maybe some works, some doesn't. I don't know. It's weird, but either way, it was a fun game. I was so happy to make it to the end. See like my party, see what party members came and went. Sue was a good one because like she was great with the wind moves because I would train her up, and then she left the party, and then I had to teach those wind moves to someone else. But either way, Justin was doing pretty great. This kid was like zapping everyone with like the most golly amount of lightning. But I really enjoyed this story. I enjoyed the experience, and I recommend it. The first game and the second game is on Switch, so you could get that soon. But I plan to play the second one right after I play the next RPG on my backlog.
Thanks everyone.
Which
What
Cheers.
is that?
Cheers for my baby game. Go on, Rosa.
Soho Frontiers.
Sonic Frontier?
No, Soho Frontiers.
Soho.
Yeah.
So who?
Soho.
An upper whata?
Yeah.
I am a Oompa Loompa. How do you spell that? Soho?
Yeah. SOHO.
Like a space?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking up Soho Frontiers.
I'm just finding stuff about Soho and like London.
I can find it.
Is this a real
I'm the
game?
ultimate searcher.
I looked up
Yeah,
so.
let me turn on my Switch.
I found something about Australian government.
It's SOHO, right? And then Frontiers?
Rosa, are you just making stuff up to talk about now?
This isn't real.
Are we being
Yeah, I made up
pranked?
Grandia 1 and 2, and I made up Soho Frontiers.
Okay, wait.
Self-help.
No,
program.
Grandia's real, so it's Soho, SOHO, right?
Yeah, let me check my library quickly so we don't blow up.
Is this real? I can't
Yeah.
find any images of this. I've looked up Soho Frontiers with a space.
Oh, it's Saga Frontiers.
Oh my.
The G
Where
looks
does
like
Soho come from?
the thing is the A's look like O's and the H look like the G
Okay.
looks like an H.
I see the logo now. I can see where Rose is coming from. Meat and huh?
Okay.
Meat and huh?
I also gotta finish Danganronpa 1 Ellie, so
You know I gotta finish Danganronpa. Yeah, one more question for great Grandia. Grandia. You think someone who just plays Mario games would like it?
No.
depends because this even though it took me a year, I played up about like 40 hours of this game, like playtime. It's really depends because RPGs are like huge commitment and like they can be finished in a week's time. It also depends on the person and how they want to handle like certain game objective, like trying to raise experience and everything. I would recommend it. It's still a fun time. It's easy to get into. And I think it has the benefit of like you just being able to like see enemies in the overworld and avoid them.
Okay.
Oh, that's handy.
Though it doesn't have the same benefit as like a Square RPG port where it lets you choose to like have no counters or or have quick level ups and stuff like that. So there's that to remember, but it still is a good time.
Great, yeah, I'm glad to hear you're the RPG player of us. Me and Seep only play baby games. I'm glad we have a real gamer on here to talk about real video games every once in a while. Yeah, I'm glad you're having fun.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nice, Carl.
well, speaking of video games, you want to talk about Star Trek: The Next Generation?
My favorite video game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love when you know what? I don't know why I just was like joking about that. There are Star Trek games, but none of them interest me. Anyway, yeah, I've been watching Star Trek. I watch Star Trek at work. I work a job that I'm able to at work. My friend and coworker, my friend who is my coworker and we just put on them episodes. We work. It's so good. It's so good. Just finished season 4 and now it's like people, this is the era where people are like, yeah, this is the good stuff. So you got all these like, I'm sorry, my voice is echoing and it's like distracting me.
It's my headphones again. Probably. Let me back up. I have a
It's
whole
fine.
thing with my setup. I need to get
I'm talking really loud.
equipment.
So yeah, there's so many characters that are just like, you will have not just like one favorite character, like half of the characters will probably be your favorite character. Does anyone else here watch The Next Generation?
I seen it.
Which
yeah,
one
I
is that?
think a good amount of it.
Is that the
I
one with
really Picard.
Picard
it's with
and
Captain
Riker?
Jean-Luc Picard and Riker
and-
and Geordi and Data and
Yeah,
Dr. Crusher.
I've never
Yeah, it's good except for season 1.
seen it.
I watched all the episodes. I'm not going to skip any of them. They're but there are some pretty bad ones, but they're all at least fairly enjoyable. But the
Mhm.
best episodes are honestly the ones where it's just the characters like hanging out, and then they're like, "Oh shit, we need to do some like space action at the very last second." Like, just saw an episode that's like Data, who is an android and does not feel emotions. Like another crew member is like, "Hey, Data, do you want to date?" And he's like, "Sure, okay, I guess it would be fun." And later on, she's like, "Oh, I can't believe why are you acting like this? It's like you're a robot." And it's like, "Yeah, what did you think would happen?" And it's so stupid. And then at the very end of the episode, they're like, "Oh my god, we hit like a space-time anomaly and people are falling through the floor. We need to like guide the Enterprise with a little shuttle like 100 miles ahead so we can dodge the space anomalies." And like a woman gets sucked into the floor and freezes there, and they're like, "Yeah, she's dead." And it's like the scariest shit. And then it ends with Data going like, "I don't think we should date anymore." And the girl's like, "Yeah, okay." It's like, it's so good. It's really, really fun. I definitely recommend it. Like, I don't even consider myself a Trekkie. I just like Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's really fun, and it's like the original series is fun, but it's very campy. Like, it's mostly just like kind of stuff that's kind of silly. But The Next Generation's got some like it takes itself just seriously enough, but not too seriously, where it's like there are genuinely like really funny moments that are meant to be funny, and I think that's a good balance.
I'm sorry, I do love this chat comment. Are there any StarCast fans above the age of 40 to translate the Star Trek talk?
No.
No.
Come on.
It was a little funny.
No, I mean, it seems like an interesting kind of show to me that I don't know if are there a lot of TV shows like this anymore where it's
I
like
really know.
it's pretty like episodic, right?
Yeah.
It basically, yeah, except for like 2-part season finales, and every once in a while a character will be like, "Whoa, you're the one who solved the conflict at Space 2 or something."
Right.
But otherwise, it's basically just like every episode has a beginning, middle, end, and it's done. And it's really nice.
I feel like a lot of TV shows now, you're either like a half-hour sitcom or like an hour-long like streaming show with 8 episodes, and they're all like a big 8-hour movie, basically.
They don't.
Exactly.
We don't get a lot of like characters just going on an adventure type shows per episode anymore. Like everything kind of like flows into like one another, which is it's interesting. I guess times have changed.
Yeah, I mean it's the trend. It's the current trend. It's not bad, but it's like it's cool to look back on the sort of different methods. Because there's merits to different formats.
I've said this before. I think a lot of like just shift to cartoons real quick. I think a lot of stuff that has followed Adventure Time doesn't have a lot of shows that follow it, like they do kind of story stuff. I think have very boring one-offs. Because they just kind of want to get the story stuff. Whereas I feel like Adventure Time has like very fun, like one-off adventure kind of situations, and I feel like that's because it was kind of like the last time that was like really like doing like kind of fun one-offs. Still,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, I think Pendleton Ward is a fan of The Next Generation.
That makes sense.
Good.
Oh, definitely.
There's been a few actors from it on Adventure Time, and he does live streams. I went to one of his live streams. He usually just draws stuff. He has like draw piles, or he's making stuff in VR. And one time he was just playing episodes of it on the screen, just commentating over it.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. I have respect. And then I love Next Generation. I remember like Evil Data.
Yeah, lore.
Evil
His
Data.
brother.
What's
so
the
he
rush?
so
I
he
know
has
that
a
one, yeah.
brother named Lore who has emotions and it's like more fucked up than Data. Like I think one time he threatened a child like, "Come on, are you ready to die, little man?"
He said, "Are you prepared for the kind of death you've earned, little man?" And he
Oh my
says,
God.
"Yes."
Raw.
Yeah, he's just fucked up and evil. Well, he's just
Great.
fucked up. Not
He
evil.
He
just
literally-
fucked up.
He's Data, except he's really jealous of him, and that's why he's evil, and it's very funny.
Oh my God, Fern.
Yeah, you know what? It literally is. He's like, why am I not the real one? Why did my dad like you better?
See, Ryan, you can relate it to the cartoons for
There we
kids.
go. I did it. I'm 4.
It's worth your time now.
No. It's
Now you're
I-
tricky there.
the mind was just the thought was just there because you brought up Pendleton Ward liking
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So like,
No, don't. I'm just like you.
No, you hate me. You think I'm stupid little baby.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically all I have to say. I definitely recommend Star Trek: The Next Generation, except maybe if you're interested in watching it, maybe watch like a season 3 or 4 episode, find like a holodeck episode, and that'll probably get you into it, and then you can start from season 1.
Okay.
That's my like recommendation. But be prepared, there's some kind of stupid stuff in season 1 that's kind of hard to get through.
I've watched one Star Trek episode. The one where like Spock gets what I can only describe as like horny. And they have to, like,
Oh yeah.
take him to the planet, and he like might die or something if he doesn't like score.
On fire.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Spock and Kirk wrestle in the dirt.
Because he's horny.
That show invented
Mhm.
yaoi, I'm pretty sure.
It did, no, yeah.
There was plenty of like Spock as Kirk throughout the years because that like scene exists. I remember going to like Comic-Con and then finding like Spock and Kirk yaoi.
Yeah, I mean, objectively, if you're doing like a history of shipping culture and yaoi, you have to talk about Star Trek. It was like on the ground floor.
I love this GIF.
What?
80 just posted a GIF of
Oh,
Spock and Kirk
yes!
hitting each other.
This is the one I've seen. I'm gonna post this GIF on screen. Our friend Game
He, like,
made us
he's-
watch this.
He slashes his shirt and he gives him the that sweater that people were drawing characters in.
Oh my god, you're right.
Oh my God.
He's got a big titty window.
Yeah.
This is so funny. The show is like so. I love how old it is.
Was Star Trek versus Star Wars ever actually a thing? I feel like nerds just like both of them.
Oh, it was.
Yes.
It
Okay,
was.
okay.
Because they're very
Comparing,
different pieces of
contrasting.
media.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Everyone's like, Star Wars is more of a fantasy than a Star Trek's very future sci-fi,
Very talky.
very social commentary.
Yeah. Alright, that makes sense, yeah. I'd heard that
Yeah.
before and I wasn't sure.
I mean, they had a whole
Detail.
Phineas and Ferb episode about it, right?
No, that was Star Wars versus
Oh.
Lord of the Rings.
Right.
They said
I'm
that
sorry.
they think, movie's better than yours. They said that. And then Seth MacFarlane was in an episode.
Was he?
Yeah, he was
He was
the voice of the guy Doofenshmirtz was pitching his show to.
I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember that? It was Doofenshmirtz was pitching his like Doofenperry show to like a guy he tied up when he's voiced by Seth MacFarlane.
I watched that entire show. I don't remember that.
You don't remember Seth MacFarlane?
No, remember
I
because
don't
like
remember.
Doof was he's like, all right, one thing, I'll pick up the show. The platypus needs a girlfriend, and then Doof gets so mad. He's like, no, we're not doing this.
The character he played is named Jeff McGarland.
Oh my gosh.
It couldn't be more obvious. Okay.
I remember because like he suggests like Perry should get a girlfriend. Like he'll pick up the show, they give Perry a girlfriend, and Doof gets really mad. It's because like the creators of Phineas and Ferb, Disney kept suggesting for them to give Perry love interest, and they hated that idea so much. They got so mad about it.
That's like terrible.
They're like, no, we're not giving Perry a love interest. We're not doing that. It's a
They need to
terrible
give Perry
idea.
a female girl pink platypus character with a bow.
With
and
eyelashes and kind
Yeah.
of a general kind of shape around her chest,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like,
Yes. A protruding chest.
Kirby Platypus.
Oh my god.
Before I talk about my thing, just real quick, because we're actually doing pretty good on time. I thought this might be interesting to bring up real quick. Been going around. I think it's an interesting topic. This was originally on the topic list. A Rick and Morty episode. Pause for laughter. A Rick and Morty episode aired fairly recently, and it's been making the rounds. I feel like this season is pretty low key. I haven't seen anyone really talking about it, but a clip from the most recent episode got posted, and we get a really good look. We get a really good like listen to like Rick's new voice actor giving kind of an insane delivery, and I'm kind of glad that one blew up. I think there was kind of this energy from certain types of people online, like no, Justin Roiland was these characters. He was the soul. Gonna be wrong without him. And I think this clip was like, yeah, you know what? I don't think he could have done this. I think this new voice actor is like officially like made his stake as this character.
That is nuts. I don't know, like, because he has not been voicing Rick for that long. At
No,
all.
like 5 episodes.
Yeah, and all that he's done is like, I have to wonder if this was one of the scenes where he had to like redub an existing performance. Like, I don't know. It's just like, it's really impressive.
It's weird. I almost can't imagine Justin Roiland Rick doing this. I can't hear that version of the character, which is funny because they sound so similar. Like, the differences are there enough, and but like I can't imagine him like landing some of the delivery he gives in this scene.
Yeah, someone put it well that was probably the first scene where I just couldn't imagine what the original audio was.
Yeah,
because it sounds like, I mean, it almost sounds just like the perfect take. And it's like, there, we got it. Like,
yeah,
it's really
Wow.
good.
The delivery he gives on you lived in my house. Like I like fucking he like nails that.
Yeah, it's a really great like mix of like resentment, but he's also like sort of like taunting him. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, no, I was really impressed by it. I just kind of want to bring it up real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
I was very impressed by it.
I've been
I'm
watching all the episodes actually.
I'm curious then, did they do an actual explanation, like how Amazing World of Gumball, like they had an episode where their voice changed, like their voices dropped for puberty, but then when they got their voices back, it was the new voice act. Did they do anything like that, or did they just have new
No.
voices?
I think because it was just such a like, their goal was really to like just get it as close as possible to a degree
Sure.
where like the casual viewer just wouldn't notice. So
Yeah.
they just didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't like change any of the writing or anything. I don't think.
I think they wanted to get. I think with Rick and Morty in particular, I think they just want Roiland out so bad they didn't want to think about him. So like, it's so like they got so to sound similar. We don't really have to worry about this. Like we don't need an in-universe explanation. We don't have to like give him any acknowledgement.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say this is a pretty good Rick and Morty season. It's the least shameful season of the show that I think has aired in a few years.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think, I mean, you don't need me to tell you that. Like, there's been some stinkers in the past few ones that
I feel like I've watched like the recent Rick and Morty seasons. Like they always have really good like starts, like really good like season 1 episodes. I mean, not season 1, like episode 1s of seasons, and like immediately follow up. Here's the incest baby episode. Like, well,
Right,
yeah.
it was a good run.
That had to be like the worst the show had ever gotten. I think that was like season 5. They just kept making episodes that were just like, why would you even make this? But no, yeah, this one's been pretty solid, and it's interesting how it like aligns with Roiland leaving, even though like technically, like we haven't seen the full effects of that yet.
Yeah.
Only in the voice acting, and we don't even know. I mean, apparently Roiland had no involvement beyond that already.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Like every report, like every season he did less and less. I think by this point in time he was just doing.
Yeah. I think what's changed in this season, there was a Dan Harmon interview where he talked about they're having some like younger writers sort of spearhead episodes. People who were like already fans of the show that are writing episodes now. So I imagine it's just I imagine it's people who kind of just have an idea of what they like of the show already.
That tends to help a lot with things. It's just bringing younger people in, like not to hate on the old guy or anything.
Right. I mean,
like you know,
I
like
think
they brought like new guys in for Mario, and like now Mario's getting better again and all that.
I think it is just partially like if you're working on the same thing for a while, it becomes like a job, and you're
Yeah.
kind of numb to what is special about it to some extent.
Yeah.
There's a Rick and Morty segment, or spontaneous Rick and Morty time filler segment.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought it was interesting. It's been like talk of the town,
Yeah.
and we didn't have room for like a full segment on it. You know what I played that's really mature? I played Nickelodeon All Star Brawl 2 with the Spoink Bob.
Cartoon baby games are back.
But no, you know what? This is the best cartoon baby game ever made, maybe, actually, for real.
Whoa.
Like, in terms of, like, licensed tie-in baby video game, SpongeBob Nickelodeon cartoon video game.
This is Game Mill's magnum opus.
Yeah, this might be the best one they've made ever. Like, this feels... you replace the characters in this with, like, characters from, like, an actual video... Like, I don't know, if there's, like, Super Rayman Fighter, there was all Rayman characters, but everything else is the same. I think I wouldn't be able to tell. It's like, this is a very high-quality Smash Brothers like game, like platform fighter.
Right. Yeah, I haven't played it at all. I did watch a recent Hungry Box hosted like a tournament.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of that, and that was really entertaining.
You saw the Garf shine?
The Garf shine 0 to death 4 stock.
She signed
That
her
was
like it was
really good.
Monday.
I think this game strikes a balance. I think a lot of like plot fighters have kind of struggled with. There's like kind of casual versus hardcore struggle. Like either lean one way or the other a bit too hard sometimes. The first game, kind of notably, people discussed this, maybe was thinking a bit too much about the competitive scene, but like I think the director, like not the director, but someone who worked on it came out and said like, hey, you have a low budget. It's like you either do a bunch of miscellaneous things or you get the gameplay right, and we chose gameplay. And I think that's fair. But then sometimes you have stuff like multiverses, not the multiverse that gets easy example.
Again, every time
It's
this game
I just an easy example of like things I think can go wrong. But like they focus so hard on that online battle pass grinding experience. Not much left like for like having like a fun good time just with your friends or by yourself. Like you have to like get on the pass to grind. Like there's no like single player mode. There's no like kind of easy lobby. There's no fun stages.
To be fair, we've only played the open beta.
Had it up for a
The game
year.
could be completely different.
It could be, but they let people spend money on it. I'm gonna criticize like a game you could spend money on.
Yeah, that's fair.
But this game's got like fun stages. It's got a pretty good like single player. It's got a few single player options. Like it's got a classic mode like Smash Bros, and then like a roguelike campaign where like you get to go through a bunch of like challenges. There's like enemies from like different Nickelodeon cartoons. There's some really fun like enemy polls. Like they have the Twonkies from Jimmy Neutron as an enemy.
Fuck yeah.
I fucking clapped. They have the pie bomb guys from SpongeBob. It's they're bombs. They have those guys, and that's funny. They
Right.
have like Vexus's little minions from like My Life as a Teenage Robot. There's a lot of really like just fun enemy pulls. There's a lot of cool like NPCs, like Frida from El Tigre is like an NPC, and Jimmy's dad. And they're all voiced. Everyone's fully voiced like by their original actor. Like even they're just like an NPC in the story mode. They have full voice acting. I think they took the voice acting criticism of the first game insanely seriously. Because
I'm surprised like to the extent that they brought it to.
yeah, everyone's voiced on the fighting roster, and every boss has their voice actor, including the Flying Dutchman.
I was really happy to see that.
His actors here. Every NPC is voiced. Like Nora Wakeman from like My Life as a Teenage Robot. Like, probably hasn't played that character in upwards of 20 years at this point. But she's back, and she like doesn't miss a beat. Everyone's got like unique dialogue. Like they face a certain boss. There's like it's just a very high quality like product. Genuinely, and like the game looks nice. It plays nice. It's like I played online recently. I haven't really do a ton of online because I don't do online with randos with these games. It's not bad. But I played online with our friends Will and Rick fairly recently. There was a few hiccups at the start. Once Will reset his game, we played for 4 hours with like no lag spikes or crashes. And I can't play Smash Bros. For 30 minutes online without lag spikes or crashes. And I was very impressed by how well it worked. And it's a lot of fun. It's a really good hang out with your friends kind of game.
Mm-hmm. Wow. How much would you say like the single player like contributes to your enjoyment? Like how good would you rate that?
It's not. I don't think it's. We still haven't found the ultimate platform fighter like single player yet. I think we're still looking for that. But I like this more than World of Light. It doesn't extend itself far. World of Light went on way too long. Subspace was kind of boring once you get past the cutscenes. And Melee is very short. It's almost kind of like Melee's Deluxe. Like there's not a lot of like platforming like in it. Like you either fight like enemies, you fight like a single opponent, you do a small platforming stage, and then like you face a boss. And like there's like a bunch of those like in a world, and it's like randomized. It's a very fun, like kind of like you could make it as hard as easy as you want. Like you could like because you get like perks, but you could turn the perks off. Like so like
multi-versus perks.
No, you get perks that I actually like using. There's like perks that kind of like boosts you up in the story mode because like go through like one run, if you die you restart it, and you can make it as hard as easy as you want by like turning these perks off if you want to. Like there's a lot of like accessibility, play how you want to play. There's a ton of voice acting. If you like Clockwork from Danny Phantom, I have the game for you. Get a lot of Clockwork from Danny Phantom in this one. Yeah, no,
Finally.
it's a great time. I like the roster picks they chose a lot. I think that's been a bit controversial. But I think this one's a bit more rounded than the first game. I think it's got a good mix of like guys you would want and expect, and like actual like kind of like, oh, I didn't know I want this kind of characters, like the Angry Beavers or Grandma Gertie. Grandma Gertie, who is the best character ever added to a game ever. Arnold's grandma, best fucking character they've ever added. It's a really good balance of that. There's items. The items are fun to use. I don't know. It's the realm of platform fighters. Like I think if you like Smash Bros specifically, and you have struggled with other ones in the past, I think this is a good one to try. I think this one's very casual, approachable.
Yeah, just don't buy it on Switch.
Don't buy it on Switch.
Don't buy it.
Oh no.
I don't blame them. Every studio that worked on Switch ports, no matter how the game is this like this thing is annoying to work with.
Didn't Thaddeus Cruz, character designer and program for Nick All-Star Brawl, just straight up say not to buy it on Switch?
At the moment, yeah, he's like, probably don't buy it right now on Switch.
Yeah, maybe it'll get patched to be better. But
the dev team of this game is usually pretty honest about things. Like if they mess up or like something's wrong, they'll be very upfront about it. They don't try to hide it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Needs it. Garfield shine. He needs it.
Yes.
No, but I've been loving this. I think it's a great time if you're a cartoon fan or a gaming fan. If you like Plankton from Sponge, be him.
Yeah. And Mr. Krabs is coming to the game.
Mr. Squidward, I'm going to. You beef that, Mr. Squidward, and I'll punish you.
If Mr. Krabs somehow like has Pearl involved at all in his moveset or his super in any way,
That'd be amazing.
Then Sandy would be the only main SpongeBob character who's just not in this game.
Do you not like? Do you not consider Larry the Lobster?
I don't think he counts.
Okay,
He's
yeah, that's fair.
He's not usually in lineups.
I honestly.
How would?
I would
Sorry.
I was gonna say I'd put Pearl above Larry the Lobster too, but go on.
Yeah.
How would Mr. Krabs utilize Pearl in an attack? Do you think she'd just like scream or something?
The one thing I'm thinking of is like she's in his like super somehow. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe it's the pill. You know?
He shoves the pill in his mouth and he becomes like Super Krabs.
Yeah. No, his super's probably gonna be what is it called in the second movie where he's the super, unless that's a skin. That'd be a cool skin.
They don't really
the Mecha
reference.
Crab.
They only really reference the first movie.
Yeah,
No. Plankton's basically based on the second movie. Actually, that's mech.
that's true.
Maybe.
We could have like that'd be a good like compliment to the Plankton mech.
Oh, it's interesting. They didn't do like the kind of obvious final smash for SpongeBob with him becoming the wizard who saved us. They do something funny.
You were pretty beat up about that.
No, but like I think what they did is funnier because like he just hits you with his car.
Yeah, you get a good Mrs. Puff appearance from that
Yeah.
too.
I could see them going for something sillier with Mr. Krabs and like just like he becomes the ultimate Krabs guy.
Yeah.
What does he become?
Yeah, he'll sell your soul for a nickel.
You
You sold
Three of them.
You sold SpongeBob's soul for 3 nickels. I mean,
They should have
Yeah,
vocals
don't
to
worry,
help him and
Mrs.
make him
Squidward.
rap.
They got tumor stocks.
it's like Mr. Krabs' stage will feature random Bubbles appearances and he'll start rapping. Or I'm a space-time traveler. That movie just
Don't
ends.
do-
That movie ends and they just start rapping and then it ends again. Yeah, but
Oh my god,
we rapping now.
they're gonna have like Mr. Krabs in his clown outfit.
Aw.
there you go, one.
Cheapskate.
Cheapy the cheapskate. Yeah, I've been really enjoying Nick Brawl 2. I highly recommend it. It's on sale right now if you're interested. The game is 40% off on Steam.
Really?
And this game will be going on sale a lot. So like this is a Nintendo game, so it'll go on sale a good amount. So if you're ever interested, keep an eye out for sales. It'll probably be like, $30 or $20 like fairly soon. Like I imagine it'll get a Black Friday sale or something like that. Yeah, look forward to that. Want to move on?
Right.
Do we want to do some members' questions, topics?
Yeah.
What are we thinking? I
Kinda-
think so.
Kind of funny, real quick. 2 of these are something we actually ended up addressing in the Garfield discussion. Kind of funny enough. It was.
Great.
I answered this specifically. Kurbot DX said, "Do you think we're entering the era of Tumblr sexy man John?" And I said no.
Okay.
Do you feel different?
I think they're gonna pander, not fully, but I think they're gonna have some sort of reference to the dance in the Garfield and Friends show that went viral.
Yeah.
He's gonna make a disco reference, or he's actually gonna dance, and he's gonna do something kind of like, I don't know. People are gonna like him. People are gonna be like, "Oh my god, he's
And then Chris
pathetic.
Pratt
I
will be
love
like-
him."
Chris Pratt will be like, "Oh, didn't you know disco's dead, John?"
Exactly. And then he'll be sad, and then people watching will be like, "Oh, don't be sad. I want him
Don't
to be
sad,
happy."
baby girl.
Exactly.
They did that joke in Garfield Gets Real, by the way.
I feel like it's
The
love-
best Garfield
I love
movie.
those fucking weird the 2 Garfield movies taking place in the comics dimension or whatever.
Have
What
you guys ever
terrible
seen?
movie.
Have you all ever seen the those like that Garfield's 9 Lives movie?
I have.
Because one of those is one of the saddest goddamn
Yes.
things I've ever seen. The one with the cat and the piano.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Garfield's-
Sorry, that's completely going off track. But
Yeah.
that's like
No, you're right though. I mean, Garfield's 9's life is like top tier Garfield media. Like it's a funny way to word it, but like a good one. I'm looking at images of Garfield Gets Real, and just, I can't believe this like this. Why did they make this? They made like 3 in this weird universe they made up, like the comic book universe. Like that weird like guy like who does the projector, a real human being. Why is he here? Who's this nose lady? Whatever. I can't think about this.
They got Blondie.
Here's a question from Poppin' Pog 6351. Trolls 3. How we feeling? Baby Branch.
Is that out?
Think it is?
There you go.
I mean,
There's your answer.
No, but like, are you excited? There's a tiny diamond. Isn't that what?
Apparently,
Wow.
apparently, it's people are not liking it as much as they liked the second one.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's all.
That's not a
That's
good
all I've
sign.
heard. No.
Is it? Is tiny diamond the problem? Diamond the
Yes.
problem?
Oh no, too much of a good thing.
Too much glitter.
I have not seen it, so I can't comment. I just
I mean,
thought you might have an
I don't
opinion.
know. I'll let you know when it's released on Netflix or whatever.
I don't have. I know from like. I will say this though. I know the James Corden character is like only in the first scene of the movie. And he's not voiced by James Corden, so like that's got to be
Really?
something. Yeah.
Oh, what?
His empire really. It's over for him. He's really done. He's really washed.
Dude, they got the guy.
Wow.
They got the guy from the cartoon who does him, like the Trolls cartoon. He does him in the movie. But like, I think everyone else, like pretty much all the characters from what I know, are like kind of one scene wonders. This besides like the main guys, like the main two trolls. Everyone else gets
Correction. Used to be my brother.
everyone else kind of. All the other guys get like backseat, but I think they still have like their usual actors. But I do know. I checked this. I thought it was funny. James Corden does not return for this one.
Wow.
Did the
I feel
McElroy
like-
brothers return?
I don't actually know, but it'd be funny if they were in this movie. Sure.
And, like, we see like the Griffin character like eating an amoeba or something.
Exactly, just in the background during
Eating
like
an
a
amoeba.
feast scene. Yeah.
These are. I feel like these are the Trolls movies are very like trailer movies to me. Like I feel like I think of the movies and I think of the trailers. You know.
Sure.
Too much hustle is a thing.
Did they ever make like a second trailer for that movie?
I
feel
don't
like
think
I've
so.
just seen that one 8 times every time I go to the movies.
We'll say Tiny Diamond is swag in class, and the Talking Goat from Talking Goat from Wish is not swag in class. Tiny Diamond
Oh,
clears.
More like wash,
Wash. He's
you know, because it's just completely washed up.
Do you think the goat in Wish is gonna scream? Do a funny screaming goat?
Oh, I didn't even consider that.
I would actually like vomit. It's like, I feel a
I'm
scream
laughing
coming
so
on.
hard. Aw.
Real quick, more thing about Trolls. I think when I think of kind of like franchise animated movies that aren't kind of one of the more respected ones, like not your Toy Stories or your Kung Fu Pandas or your Shreks, like the ones that get a lot of movies but aren't considered with like a lot of like brevity to them. I think Trolls is on the higher end, I
It's
like
on the higher end of the low scale.
Yeah, I think it's got like an interesting art direction, which I can't say about like, I don't know, Open Season.
Now,
That is
why
true.
specifically open season?
Well, I mean, have you seen that? How
Have
that
you-
movie looks?
Have you looked at Open Season recently?
No.
Well, I think you answered your own question there then.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess I don't have much bad to say about them.
Right,
Honestly, they're just very like, yeah.
I tier list of this once, like I find it. I mean, like a tier list of like lesser baby movie franchises,
The lesser baby movies.
like the ones that don't get as much
Open
respect.
Season,
Yeah, like Open. It was Alpha.
Over the Hedge.
Over the Hedge is in a franchise. I didn't count that. It's only
Aw.
they gotta have like 3 movies.
Alpha and
3.
Omega.
3.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Three.
3.
Yeah, I like it more than Cars. I'd rather watch Trolls than Cars.
That's interesting. I wonder what people in chat think about that.
I like
That's
Cars
an
now.
interesting debate.
Like Cars now.
I don't know. It's like, I guess people don't hate the second. People don't hate the third and the first one.
Okay.
They don't hate those ones. So that's like something.
All right.
I place Madagascar above Trolls.
Oh no doubt. Madagascar. I didn't even consider Madagascar a low tier one, honestly.
Wow. Yeah,
I think Madagascar is too high quality.
Yeah.
I agree.
Even
Like-
the penguins.
I like all 3 and 4 of those movies.
Yeah.
I got
The
King,
Penguins is great.
I got King Julian. Let's see. Let's do one more because we kind of sped run through the first one. Rest. Here we go. We'll do one from B Kirby, aka Thingy Bob Ink on You. What kind of music? What kind of music do you like, Gloria? What kind of music do you guys listen to these days? I want to know. Oh yeah.
80, wait, 80, what is this picture, by the way? Not to derail.
Nope.
I just saw it Boog in the forest.
What is this?
It's from the open season video game.
I don't even know why.
Open world game.
Currently, I don't know. I googled open season and I scrolled down until this was the last image that was actually related to the movie.
The open season open world video game.
No, it's like how Sonic Frontiers isn't like open world, it's open zone. This is the first open season game.
This is Breath of the Wild 3.
I need to put this one on screen too. Hold on. It's got a giant teddy bear enemy in the distance.
This is like
Mallow.
psychedelic.
I can't get derailed by this. I can't like get
Sorry,
derailed.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But I can't like get derailed thinking about fucking.
I love this Xbox Live Arcade bloom it has.
That's what it
I feel like
is.
that's such a specific era to me.
But to reread Thingy Bob Ink's question, what kind of music do you guys listen to these days? I want to know. Oh yeah, and also, if you haven't talked about it already, how about that one scene from the Scott Pilgrim show? You know the one. But yeah, what kind of music do you guys listen to?
Well, 80, you like music, right?
Oh my god, I have to be honest. I literally have to be honest. I even could back myself up with Last FM receipts. I have only been listening to Smash Mouth for the past 2.5 weeks.
Only Smash Mouth.
Yeah, it's like maybe another song here and there, but I've been just trying to go through their whole discography, but I'll listen to one album, I'll be like, damn, that was really good, and I'll start it over. So I'm only 3 albums in, but Smash Mouth's got some good music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listen, take a listen. They're better, they're like, not to be too like, they're so underrated, but, people kind of are like, oh, they're the meme band, they did the Shrek song. Well, first of all, All-Star was in Mystery Men first. Second of all,
what an honorable title to have.
Oh yeah. And second off, they've got some really fun songs. I wouldn't say they're like masterpieces, but I really like them. It's just such a good like. It's summer in California in 1999, and we're gonna wear sunglasses, and it's great. Yeah.
My music
man.
taste is like I'll listen to the same 3 songs over and over again based on what like YouTube recommends me, and it'll just be like a loop. Like, okay, I listened. Who's the virtual insanity guy again? Like name? Jamiroquai. I listened to his song "Canned Heat" like 10 times in a row the other day.
Yeah.
That's not even a joke. 10 times in a row. And then I like the next song I listened to, the next song I clicked on was like a Class of 3000 song. So like I'm demented. Like I just listened to what, and then I listened to Mr. Blue, like that the song like played like in the BoJack Horseman finale. I listened to that. So like those are the 3 songs I listened to in a row one time. If you want an idea of like what's wrong with me.
Okay.
That sounds like what's right. So real quick to derail, did you all hear about Andre 3000's Flute album? It's actually really good.
I've heard about it. I haven't heard it yet, but that sounds awesome.
It's good. Yeah. Anyway, yes, moving on, sorry.
What about you, Rosa? Deep?
Steve, you go first.
Me?
Yeah.
Wait, me?
Yeah.
So you really are notorious P.I.G.
Yeah, that song from Space Jam too. That's what I've been listening to.
I don't remotely believe that.
Okay. Are you sure you don't believe that?
No, I don't think you listen to Notorious P.I.G. over and over again.
I don't really listen to music. I like it. You know what? Actually, I'll tell you. I went to a concert recently. That's what I'll tell you.
Okay.
Ooh.
I went to a Corey Feldman concert.
What?
And if that just set off an alarm bell in your head. Yes. The child actor from the 80s, Corey Feldman has a music career. It was a very interesting performance. I don't even know how much I want to how interesting this will be. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Okay, so we go to this concert. It starts out. It has the pre-show. He shows like one of his old movies, The Lost Boys. It's like so.
Movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was like 2 hours of like just standing and watching it. It's a good movie though. It's pretty great. He's in it. He's not the main character. I don't think he ever played a lead role. He's usually like a side character. He was in Gremlins. He's in Goonies. I think he's in like 5 movies, honestly. So yeah, the pre-show was one of his movies. Then after that, when he was about to come on stage, he had like a 2-minute like movie trailer for himself. I swear to God, it looked like I think he made it. I'm pretty sure Corey Feldman himself made this like iMovie trailer.
Yes.
It was basically just hyping himself up, talking about all his like accolades and stuff. Talking about all the people he's collaborated with, like Cyndi Lauper, Michael Jackson. Yeah. And it was really like, it was kind of a moment like when that started playing, I think everyone started like looking at each other. And it was just kind of like, is this real? There was also an NFT plug in it.
Oh
which was like, just like, mwah. That was just like, that's perfect. That was like, that was just like the perfect topper to that. And yeah, and he came on stage. He's very interesting. If you just want to look up like Corey Feldman music videos or like Corey Feldman concerts, he's an interesting individual. I keep saying that. I don't know how else to
Is this his
describe it.
album cover? Angelic to the core.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. I
Okay.
need to put it
This
He's
answers a lot of questions.
He's 52 now.
This is a Tenacious D album cover.
Yeah, I would not call it a bad concert experience because it was one of those things where it's just so like, this guy, he's fully embodying whatever the heck he is. Like he's fully committed to whatever this thing is. And I couldn't imagine anyone else doing it like that. But it was just very surreal. There was one segment where he played like a Go Animate video
Really?
that he made. Yes.
Go Animate video?
Yes.
Did he get grounded?
It started playing. It was just like an establishing shots of like a city, and I was like, "Is this Go Animate?" And then the character showed up, and I was like, "It is!" And it was just so like.
Did they talk with like the computer generated voices and everything?
I think he had it overdubbed. I think he had a Go Animate like avatar that he dubbed.
Did he ground Caillou?
No, it was basically just it was like a make peace kind of video. It showed a bunch of military men invading a city, and then he comes up in like a pink love tank and he shoots rainbows at them and they explode. He's a very wholesome guy. There was one part where he was singing a song about he started describing the song before we played it. He said this is a song about his most recent divorce.
Okay.
Most recent?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
that was Bean.
Well, I mean, he joked about it, how he's pretty good at being divorced now. He said his
Okay.
first marriage was like a weird Hollywood thing where he was like 17 or something. I was like, oh, that's like weird. I gotta say, for as far as like Hollywood child actors go, I mean, he seems to be doing pretty good for himself. He's not like dead in a ditch, overdosed on cocaine. So, I'm not too worried about him. He's just pretty eccentric. But yeah, he starts playing the divorce song.
Okay.
And it's really weird. Like
4 songs.
It's called that.
I think the song is called Deceptive Deborah. And I was like, oh my god. Like it showed up on like the big screen behind him, Deceptive Deborah. I was like, oh my god. It was so like it was very strange. Very strange. Yeah, I mean that's kind of those are just a bunch of tidbits from this recent experience. It was just very I've never seen something like that. It was very interesting. I'm very glad I got to see it because it's like
you got to see the Go Animate.
Yeah, that was one of those things where it's like, where else can you find this? Where else can you find like such a character? You know, star of the Goonies, Corey Feldman.
The Goonies zone.
All right,
Rosa,
okay.
though.
You can go on, Rose.
Yeah, you dancer. What music do you? What kind of music like, Rosa?
Ooh, I like a lot of rock music. Just generally anything played with the guitar. I'm just like really into. I really love Anamanaguchi. I seen their concert. I've been there. I did not bring earplugs, and I did not know I needed earplugs.
Oh my
But
god.
I am
jeez.
okay now. Been listening to a bit of Tommy Heavenly Six. You know, the one that made like the the one that had their second intro song in like Soul Eater.
Oh
And
yes.
yeah, like one of my favorites. I also love their song "Stay Away From Me" because it kind of has like you could kind of make it into like lovers, enemies, rivals to lovers, enemies to lovers kind of Yuri vibe, which I love.
yeah.
So it fills my brain in that kind of way. I also love a lot of Yao Shobi. That's like the artist that did like the music for like the latest Pokemon music video, which
Okay.
is very Yuri.
Yeah.
Which is also coincidentally, are they the same? They had to be the same ones. They also did the music for like Gundam Witch from Mark 3. So of course,
So they
it's
just make Yuri music.
these are the only two instances, but like,
Okay.
but like, yeah, no, yeah, they slap, I love their music so much. I also like music from this YouTuber Hazel, who had a cassette album called Twinkle Park Touch or Being Touched By, which is really good. I like to play it on my like cassette player occasionally. Even like her Spine Browley EP, which is I really enjoy. And there was another one I want to talk about. Ooh, I really was so happy to talk about. I guess I also want to mention a bit of Akiwata, Kanpai Funk, and Yona Yona Dance, which is just like one of my favorites to listen to from here and there. And I also like to talk a bit. I like like one of my favorite bands. It's Necrotaki. Like, I'm not like I don't follow them 100% all the time, but when I do see their music, I'm like happy. I clap. I even got to listen to their latest song called "Bloom," which was used in the Scott program intro, and God, I love it so much.
Not Pilgrim.
Yeah, I love that band so much. These are like, I just in general like rock, and like occasionally I listen to like random ska. So, and then just whatever I find on like YouTube. Because like there'll be just one song you just hear over and over and over and over
Ready
again.
to talk?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You listen to a lot of the music, so I expected you to have some opinions.
Oh, of course, I always have to. Oh, Zuramaya, that's one. Is also one that slaps. A lot of great music videos from there too.
Yeah. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Well, I think that was another successful episode.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, and I haven't seen the Scott Pilgrim anime yet.
Oh,
Yeah, I've seen the first.
I forgot
I've only
the
seen 2
second part.
episodes.
Yeah, I think they were referring to the part where the girls kiss. I've seen it, yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
I watched the first episode before this. I won't say anything else because I don't, we're too late in the show. But I did watch the first episode. I'm enjoying it so far. Excited to see more.
Yeah.
But real quick, before we wrap up and we say our goodbyes, I do want to thank our YouTube members. But I'm working on something I have a plan. Like have these on screen, and I don't have to read them out every time. We can just scroll by. I have like a special little like thing I want to make. We'll get there when we get there. But for now, we only have 20, so it'll be too long. Thank you to Thingy Bob Inc., Under CD, The Real Yo Cow, Kurtbot DX, Magna Mike, Olivia Gwendolyn, Mush TV, Gloomy, Kells, I.C, Alfnol, Nito Nile, Funky Izzy, Poppin' Pog, Banshee Neat, Donkey Spittle, Fluffy, Angler, Brickhead, and Panic Betrayer. Thank you all so much for supporting us on YouTube. If you want to support us, you could join our YouTube members for as low as $3 a month, and you get early video access, topics, suggestions like this, and some even more bonuses coming soon. Yeah!
Awesome.
Addie, do you want to promote anything you're working on?
Oh God. Yeah, I've been making these I've only posted like the second thing, but this is what I've been working on. I've been making these like this is kind of, how do I describe it? I've been making like My Little Pony AU, where they're just like kids at school and they're just like cringe kids, and I've been posting them on my Tumblr and on my Blue Sky. So if you want to check those out, I'm Lunchmonger at every place. And that's basically all I got to promote. You know what? I'm gonna plug something my friends made.
Oh my god.
A little while ago, a group of my friends, they made an Anijam called On the One, and it's awesome. I did a little part on it, but it's so many amazing animators and artists that worked on it. It's called On the One. I'm gonna put a link to it. Called On the One. And it's great. I recommend checking that out if you like cool music and cool vibes, funky vibes. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me on. This was so much fun.
Of course. We had to bring you back on.
Mhm.
Even though we didn't talk at all about Samuel L. Jackson as
Well,
Garfield's dad.
it's the connection that counts.
Yeah.
I put so many Garfield images on screen, and you know what? None of them were actually from the movie. I'm realizing this now.
Yeah, I was telling you to chill out. You were going nuts.
I just looked up Garfield like it was a treasure trove.
You like blanked out. You weren't even listening.
I saw calculator Garfield. I saw Garfield big pupils. I saw hideous live action Garfield, and my mind just shut off.
Yeah. I would do that.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
Should I have on my
yeah.
Eevee too?
Show's over.
Check out the newest Hogwarts uniform. It's fucking amazing.